All right. Let's get into the High Forest. This is session 34. I call it Unicorn Run because I assume you want to go up the Unicorn Run? If not,
We actually
oh
decided to go
man.
back to Firehammer Hold.
Yeah,
Right,
Bruce, can
because
I
the player is
go?
not there, right? So just like torch the place.
That's right.
Cool. All right, but before we start, short summary.
Okay, so last week we began our journey out of the Misty Forest, deciding to make for the High Forest to ask the elves about what happened, see if they have any insight, see if anyone from the Misty Forest survived and made it there. On the way out, we noticed something flying above us. The rest of us hid while Malin climbed a tree and discovered an adult green dragon with a humanoid figure riding it with a green mask. And these masks were told of before. My character didn't know, but I think the other guys know that these were certain masks that they were trying to collect for the metallic dragons. The dragon breathed its poison breath at Malin, but luckily due to her monk training, she was immune and was able to purify her body before being possibly killed by it. After a few more days, Malin was able to lead us out of the forest, much to Caius and Thorin's enjoyment, as they had been questioning if Malin was lost for a couple of days and were getting quite annoyed. They're tired of being stuck in the creepy forest. After that, we made our way back to Daggerford for fresh horses. I think I went to talk to my wife and mother real quick, and they said that
Yep.
my father and brother are moving out soon. Um, so after getting fresh horses, we jumped in on our way to the High Forest. On the road, we came across what we believed are bounty hunters collecting bounty on some goblins who they had chained up. We confronted these men and were somewhat challenged by them, but both parties decided it wasn't worth our time and continued on our separate ways. After a short journey to the town of, I forgot the name, I didn't write it down. There was a town. Um,
I think that one was Succumber.
okay, Secomber. We found it in ruin, burned down houses, black charred walls, people dead in the streets, and we decided to leave that place pretty quickly, as there's not much for us there. After that,
Actually, you didn't find any people dead in the streets.
we didn't find any people dead. Okay, so it was just charred walls and stuff. I'll erase
And
that.
signs of battle, but no
No,
no
no people.
skeletons, no
Okay, cool.
corpses.
And after that, we made our way to the edge of the High Forest where we finished last week.
Hmm. Yep. Decided not to go to Ullavin, decided not to go to Firehammer Hold, but said the plan at least was to head straight up the Unicorn Run. All right. So, Marlene, home sweet home.
Well, home away from home.
Again.
This one's hopefully less destroyed.
That would be
and
appreciative.
empty.
So
But
is there an obvious path along the river, or
I
There are
mean,
no
not-
paths.
the easiest thing to do is just follow the river, and you know that'll eventually lead to the sisters. I mean, if I can get you out of the Misty Forest in one piece, I promised Silnestrial I was going to get you out of there safely, and I certainly delivered. I can certainly get you through this forest.
You know, I'd say I hope the ship will be better, but I just don't think our luck's that good.
well, as long
I
as
just don't enjoy taking on trips.
as long as Thorin doesn't insult anybody, we should be okay.
What? Insult? I insult anybody? Shut your trap!
A silence spell, a long-lasting one.
I actually have one.
Good. Be ready to use it if we have to.
I'm ready. I've got my key points all set and ready to go.
All right. So the southern parts of, this is something Marlene you would know. The southern parts of the forest, of the High Forest, is basically split into two regions, more or less. One which is the old trees, and the second one to the one to the west, and to the east is the Winterville Forest. One thing that is a little bit strange, perhaps, for outsiders, is that these two regions are set in an almost eternal winter. So it is actually fairly cold. And at this point, it is summer has started, like the equinox has started. So it's like March at this point, I think it was. Yeah, end of
Okay.
March, like almost end of March, almost of April. So the extreme coldness that you had when you were in Silvery Moon obviously has passed since, because of some time has been passed, and also you're a lot further to the south. So when you get to the edge of the forest itself, you stand basically in, like at this point, starting to spring starting, right? So you see the grass and the basically starting to sprout and grow. So when you get to the edge of the forest itself, it's like a fairly interesting and quick turn, because as you start to see it, you're still on grass, but as you get closer and closer, the air gets colder and colder, and you start to see the forest itself still in winter, still in snow.
Interesting.
The tree composition also is similar to what you would assume is in mountainous regions because of coldness. So you mostly see like pinal trees, right? Like cedars, firs, spruces, redwoods.
Evergreens.
Exactly.
What's interesting, Caius?
Seems to be colder here than I expected. That's all.
I think you're just used to being in Silvery Moon where the weather really doesn't get in.
I didn't live there all my life, but that's fair.
Were you in Daggerford before?
Daggerford, Baldur's Gate, and lots of places. Moved around quite a bit.
What made you decide to stay in Silvery Moon? Just the college?
The college, and my wife lived there.
Can't think of a better reason.
It's good enough for me, that's for sure.
I know what you said.
This guy. Is this wide enough for us to lay our horses down, or horses need to be left?
There are no trails
Okay.
leading through the high forest. Maybe there were some in the past, but that has long since changed.
Okay.
Maybe Marlene could tell you that there are actually a few cities inside the high forest. However, they are relics of old, really, that have been settled throughout time, and no new ones have been built in.
Right, so there's no need for...
I mean, if you want to bring the horses, I have a feeling it'll only slow us down.
Fair enough.
But that's up to you. I mean, we can certainly walk them in between the trees. I doubt it'll be as difficult as traversing through the misty forest. And I'm sure Thorn would like to give his short little legs a rest.
Short little legs?
I got short legs too.
What you talking about? Right, she's even shorter than I.
Yes, but I like you, Golda.
Fuck you.
Yeah, we can try leading the horses. If they start slowing us down, we can get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
We can eat them.
Well, we will. I think the path that we're taking will be fairly safe for the horses. It just depends on what creatures want to come out. As long as we stick to the river, I doubt it'll be too bad.
All right.
So, all right. I'll get off my horse and start leading it in to the trees.
Okay. And so you take point, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Leading the way.
All right. So you would think that it will take about 2 days to get through the this part of the forest.
Basically to the edge of Silo Arakor.
Yeah. About 10 miles a day.
Okay.
Cool.
Ooh, we got a long trip.
Yep.
I mean, also down the river, you could take a boat, maybe. Up the river, it's a little bit different, right?
Yeah. At this point, we're kind of going against it, but oh well.
Rivers usually don't flow into the mountain, but from the mountain.
Damn, I
So-
thought this was a magical universe. Where things always worked in my favor.
Always. Exactly. Back in my time, when we went to school, we had to move up the mountain in both directions.
In the snow, uphill both ways.
Backwards, on our feet, on our hands. Yeah. All right. So yeah, moving in. Anything else you guys want to do before you head in?
Say a prayer.
Yeah. Seriously.
I just kind of wave them off and just tell them you're worrying too much.
Famous last words.
Gelda's kind of like, I can count on one hand the number of elves that have treated me like, not an inconvenience.
Please tell me I'm one of those.
You are.
Okay.
Speaking of which, is there any certain way I should act when I'm speaking to all these elves, or just be myself? My charming self.
Well, okay, so there's something I should probably tell you.
What's that, lass, eh?
So the sisters, outsiders are strictly forbidden, and bringing you in, I don't know what kind of repercussions we're going to have, and I really, really hope that you guys don't embarrass me here.
Great. Would have been a good thing to know before. Okay, that sounds like we're gonna have a good time here.
I still
Oh,
say
absolutely.
we go to the Firehammer Hold and drink a beer there.
That's sounding better and better as the day goes on.
Well, I mean, I imagine we're going to be stopped before we get too far into where they don't want us.
Probably.
Absolutely.
So we'll just, go as it,
And I,
play it as it comes, or
of course, you would bring that up.
Feel stopped.
There are a few places that we can stop along the way. We'll kind of see the reaction, but I'm not too worried. I wouldn't bring you in if I didn't think there was a way to get around this.
well, I'm hoping they know something about what happened to your home, and maybe if they know, they might know more about the dragon cults too, because it's apparently they obviously did it.
Well, assuming the others do their job better than I did, there should be information.
I mean, if your people had survived, would they have come here?
Probably, especially since there's been a call for the elves to retreat back into the High Forest. For all I know, they're all planning to retreat into the Feywild, so I think the quicker we move, the better.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and you've stood by my side for all of our hijinks, so I'll stand by your side for this.
Just a quick question: would this insult them, or would this be okay? What if anyone must have looked like an elf? Would that be better for us, or should I just not do that?
I wouldn't. You're not going to be able to pronounce their syllables right, and then they'll just know anyway.
I speak Elvish.
I know, but you speak Elvish, like
Can you say something? Let me test your accent. See if it's passable.
Salut Arakor. Yes, I can't do it.
Ooh, that's...
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe just stick with being a human. I mean, there's not much we can do about Golda, and especially about Thorin. So...
What's that supposed to mean?
That you are a very good dwarf, okay? You just...
I'm the best dwarf, of course.
you're the dwarfiest
and you
dwarf
would-
that ever dwarfed.
you would be a terrible elf, I promise.
Well, all elves are terrible.
I'm gonna
People.
walk away.
Yeah, Gel speaks Elvish
Pre-
as well,
pre-
but I imagine it has
present-
a really strong, Waterdeep Davian accent.
When you kind of turn
Romeo
around,
finds his butt.
when you turn around, it kind of started. Obviously, people that are here are excluded.
My Dwarvish is definitely better than my Elvish is.
Ugh.
All right.
Just
Elvish from
try
the
not
hood.
to breathe too loudly.
All right.
It's gonna be a long trip.
Indeed.
Every forest I take you guys into, I just want to leave you in the darkest corner of it and see how you fare without me.
That's great.
Great. That's
Oh god, I wish that elf was back here.
All right.
Jackasses.
So you start to head into the forest, and everybody of you
Yeah.
takes your horse with you. Well, 3 horses, right?
Yeah.
What's the lay of the land like? Is it real thick trees? Is it passable by horse?
I would say maybe
Here,
the edge of the river might be a little clearer.
around here is okay because of the pine, the needle. In German, it's needle trees, right? It's like in English, it's like pinal trees. I think it's called.
Pin trees?
Mm-hmm.
Evergreen trees, yeah.
Right? Yeah, evergreens in general. Yeah,
Conifers?
it's not as thickly kind of vegetated.
Mhm.
But as you get further north, that is gonna change dramatically.
Well, let's keep them while we can because they'll help us keep our pace up.
Just stick towards the edge of the river. Don't
I mean,
fall in. And
They're probably going to get eaten, but better than me.
Don't fall in because the river is moving fast, or don't fall in because there's stuff in there that's going to eat me.
why not both?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
I love Elvish Forest. Good place to vacation, I think.
It really is, except for the part where you're not welcome.
Story of my life.
All right, so you head inside, and again, there are no leaf trees at all. Just cedar, spruces, redwoods, and the like, and also quite a layer of snow as well. The snow itself isn't icy. Like, for instance, when it thaws a little bit and then refreezes, right? It gets a little bit icy crust, or the quality of it changes a little bit. But the snow that is here seems just to be powder. It's very fine, very loud when you step on it, when it compresses. These squeaky kind of noises, right? I mean, Corey, you know this
skiing
stuff,
snow.
right?
Yeah, squeaky kind of noises. That's right.
Yep.
Right. And that's how I would kind of describe it, like fresh snow when you step in it, right?
Yeah, it's like it crunches kind of.
It crunches and squeaks
Yeah.
a little bit, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. That's what like this is especially like you can't really ride your horses here, because of trees that have branches in your face,
Should have brought snowshoes.
and it's
I
really
knew someone who had snowshoes. I don't know where he is anymore.
I still have what's his name's snow boots that he gave to Thorin. I'd give those back, I guess.
You know what? I don't want you getting lost in the snow. You just.
I think
use
you
those.
left them. I think you left them in Silvery Moon, right?
Mm.
No, give them to me to take to the scryer to try to
Oh, I see.
last game. So
Alright.
I've been looking, and I never gave them back.
Okay.
I have these. I don't want to put them on. They're stinky dwarf boots.
Right, but I mean, this makes it. I mean, you could maybe sit on a horse, right? Because you're not really higher than the head. Maybe you might need to duck when the horse ducks. Otherwise, it's just like what? But aside from that, the rest of you can't really ride on the horses, which makes it a little bit like tedious, at least not necessarily a big problem, but tedious for Thorin.
Of course, I have a saddlebag. I'll just ride in that and let somebody lead it.
Right, with a bow and arrow ready, just like on the lookout. Yeah, so you lead your horses upriver, and again, just snow, just these these trees, these evergreens, and luckily for you, at least there seems to be some wildlife here. However, not as much, just because why would be wildlife in a place of eternal snow?
I
Polar
beg
bears?
to differ, considering you and I, Caius, we know in real life there's a whole bunch of stuff that lives in those kinds of areas, but
It does,
You're-
but it needs to, right? When there's like a nice sunny place next door.
It depends on the animal, but yeah. I mean, if there's bears stuff like that, they'd probably be hibernating.
you can usually find
Yeah.
some like rabbits.
Absolutely,
like
that's what I mean, right?
yeah.
That's what I mean. This stuff
Yeah.
is here. It is just obviously not as much as it
scarce.
is in the more exactly. It's scarcer than in the more sunny areas.
Yep.
So, but this is like a difference from the Misty Forest, where this was completely devoid of any really any creatures that were bigger than a hare, maybe, right? And they are also a little bit more frequent here, even with a somewhat hostile environment for them.
Probably be some wolves too, possibly.
A few hours into your travel, Marlene, this perhaps, I don't know how if you would think this way, but this perhaps would be a little bit tedious for you because you are used to travel different kind of way in the forest.
Faster, not waiting on
Faster and different ways, and
walking on top of the snow instead of waiting for them to trudge through it.
right, stuff like this. However, this gives you a little bit more time also to survey the area and kind of look around and see where everybody's doing, and kind of look around and see for the wildlife a little bit more, and because you have more time and are not just so focused to get from A to B, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a few hours in, you can't see the entrance or the border of the forest anymore. As you move through the forest, it looks a little bit like this, right? It's really like icy cold.
God, that's pretty.
And snow on the well, leaves, quote unquote leaves, right? Just following the stream of the Unicorn Forest, Unicorn Run.
Looks like home.
I'm willing to bet that's Canada.
Probably.
It's the high forest, okay?
That's right.
Winter
High
Bowl
forest.
Forest.
For sure.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's somewhere in British Columbia.
So as you move up, and you have this a little bit more time to kind of look around what's happening. One thing that you obviously leave is tracks, right? I mean, that's in snow.
Yeah.
Can't really.
Pretty
Can't
hard
really
not to
check.
leave tracks.
Right. Right. However, what you do also see after now being 6 hours or so into the first day of travel, you start to see other tracks of fairly big humanoid creatures that seems to be also fairly heavy, leaving kind of deep tracks in the mud/snow. And there are quite a few of them at this place where you get when you kind of get around a bend in the river.
What direction are they going?
Different. They seem to have been. They came out of the woods and head towards a Unicorn Run. But give me a survival check. Okay. So you want to halt and investigate, or you want to press on? Don't linger.
I'd rather not linger, but if there's anything that I can gather, like if it looks like they were just coming to the river for water and then like going back, or like if these look, I don't know, just more army-esque, like they're all moving in a formation of sort?
No formation.
Okay. I'm not too worried.
No formation. But they clearly are a few days old as well. It's not necessarily snowing all the time, but due to the temperature, the snow stays, right? So the tracks kind of are preserved by the weather. At least, apparently, for the last few days, you would reckon.
I'll just keep going.
So when you take a closer look, just look around. Since you said you don't want to kind of stick around, it's hard to gain details like numbers and exactly what they were doing and stuff, right? Just like riding through the area gives you very little time. What you can gather is it was a lot. Like we're talking like a dozen or more, easy. Big party came through here. Yeah, and since the vegetation is fairly light, you can see also a little bit deeper into the forest to your west. By the way, you were staying on the west side, right? Of the
that kind of depends on whether or not I know that there's going to be bridges where, like, if we go up along the west side, like, I know that we can get across either like here or.
Well, there are no bridges. However, there are
a
few
ways across.
Yeah, there are a few crossings, right? I don't know. It's fords.
Yeah, fords.
Yeah.
Fords. The fords. Okay, yeah. There are a few fords where you could kind of move from one place to another. Where the river is a little bit wider, right, and not as deep, a little bit more shallow. The water isn't flowing as quickly, so that's places where you can cross.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so long as I know that we have a crossing up ahead, I would probably want to stick to the west.
Okay. By the way, there's like a clicking sound in someone's microphone or something. I don't know who it is.
I'm occasionally hearing Caius's typing, but
all the time, like all the time right now.
Is it mine or?
I don't know. Probably you. I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know what it is. Nothing on.
So yeah, you move. By the way, you guys can move the token, right? It's for you guys actually to move around a little bit. Now, as you kind of head further and further, the first day starts to come to a close, right? Like 6 hours into travel. Now a few more hours have passed, and it's starting to get dark. Again, the days are getting a little bit longer again at this point, but the night sets fairly quickly since we're still spring, or the winter is just starting to stop, or spring is just starting, even though you wouldn't know it from the area you're in right now, right? So you want to move further through the long night, or you want to stop early? And it's the difference between two. It's the difference between 2 and 3 days, right, Trevor?
I'll leave it up to Molly because she knows, more about if it's safe to travel into the dusk.
Yeah, same.
What I know, like this area is, as far as I as a player know, I don't think there's anything to be too worried about, except maybe what those prints were further back.
I mean, this clearly is more dangerous than the stuff that you are heading up to, where there are elves, right?
Yeah. I would say if you guys are able to make one more day and we get to Sel Aracor, that would be a better place to rest.
Okay. The only thing is, if hopefully there's some moonlight, or off the light a torch because I can't see.
Oh, I will place a hand on his shoulder and cast Dark Vision.
Oh.
Yeah, if we're gonna move on, I'll cast Dark Vision on myself as well.
That's helpful.
There you are.
Thank you.
All right. As she does, as she places her hand onto you, And at this point, the sun has already set because it sets fairly quickly due to the forest that is around you, right? So you just see as the sky changes colors, not necessarily just the sun setting, right? Because you don't really have a horizon. So it is always fairly. It got quickly fairly. It got dark fairly quickly, right? Just as the sun kind of starts to set, it quickly turns fairly dark. Now, as she kind of touches you and gives you the dark vision, your vision kind of changes now from the darkness, and you kind of squinting along, and you're seeing the colors in the sky. What happens is if you now look into the darkness, it's still a little bit shadowy, right? I mean, that doesn't change necessarily. However, your vision changes. Oh, well, it makes me mad. The voice, the sounds in the background. Holy moly!
I can't hear anything on my end, but my mic was muted there. So.
I'm wondering if it's maybe my mic situation. I'll mute myself.
I mean,
see
the
if
rest
that
of
maybe
you
helps.
would need to hear it, right? If it's not me, it's this clicking sounds, right? It's like
I don't hear it.
Sounds like somebody eating celery.
I don't hear it either. My mic was muted, and when you heard it, I have no idea.
all right. Just figure it out who it is.
Not me. I've the whole time.
Yeah, if you hear it, it shouldn't be you, right? I mean, if it's not a software problem. Anyways, so when you look into the darkness, your vision kind of changes, and everything gets more illuminated. Kind of illuminated, right? But the color kind of starts to change, and you see all in kind of different shades of whites, grays, blacks, right? The very dark kind of is like a very dark gray, and the lighter it gets, the lighter the color gets, right? The shades of gray kind of turn lighter and lighter. The interesting part is if you then look up in the sky again, which obviously is like bathed in color because of the setting sun. It takes a little bit of time when it turns from the white, just from the illumination of the sky itself, and kind of turns into color again. So it's similar to what happens if you kind of wake up, for instance, and start to look into the sun, or just like open the eyes in the morning, right? When you can barely kind of open your eyes, so you need like a minute to adjust to the vision, to the light, to the illumination around you, right? The light level.
Yeah.
So that is pretty similar. And I would assume as a human that as you don't know this, it might be a little bit strange, unsettling, whatever you want to call it for you, right? But that is how the dark vision works.
Yeah, I think he sees it as kind of strange, but just kind of is happy he can at least see. It just keeps going.
Yeah, right. You see it a lot better in the darkness.
You figure Golda's pretty used to it at this point. She's been using the spell for a while.
Yeah. So sun is setting. You do your preparation, and then head further, and the area around you, aside from getting darker, doesn't necessarily change very much. Now the question is, how long do you want to keep going?
Probably just until the edge of Selu Arakor.
All right,
Like,
so you want to.
I don't want to push them too far, but at the same time, like I want to get them out of the cold.
Okay, so that would be like another 20 or so hours, right?
Yeah, are we going to be able to keep going that long? I mean,
that would mean certainly no sleep until the early morning of the next day.
I mean, that's an awful long time.
I'm
not going to push you guys that hard.
I mean, we made it pretty far when we're pushing along with the exhaustion with
Death March.
Yeah, the Death March where Golda was just like, keep moving or Rhoda's gonna kill us.
Well, I mean, we could do the Death March again, but I don't want to push you guys that hard. I think if you guys are okay getting to the edge of Selu Arakor, then we can rest there.
I'm cool with it if we want to keep going.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to move through the entire night, and then into the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So
I just realized we always do these death marches when Lewis isn't here.
it's your decision. What can I tell you?
You probably would advise against it. It's probably why.
All right. So the hours kind of move by, and you start to kind of feel exhausted as you kind of move through the snow for an entire day already, through the deep snow, pushing forward,
Yeah.
your feet ever moving one step at a time. And you see just Marlene just hopping over, skating over the surface of this the snow. Everybody, please give me a Constitution check.
I figure Gold is fine. She's riding on the horse, sort of in the saddlebag. So she's like, yeah, I don't mind walking forever.
Just to clarify, Constitution check, not a save.
It's a save.
Okay.
Oh, and
Fuck
my
yeah.
connection to Roll20 went down, so I don't know if you see my roll.
You rolled, yeah. You rolled. All right, so this is the first night. You kind of had a little bit of time to recuperate in Daggerford, restock your supplies. So as you kind of decide to move forward, it's exhausting. This will bring you down at some point, but for now you seem at least determined to not stay here.
Kai's moving right along with that roll.
So
Same here.
as you kind of push forward. So Gola, you sit in the saddlebag. Is that it?
I figure she'd be riding in the saddlebag. Probably a little
Alright.
hard to get out of if she has to, but if the horse
Alright.
bolts, she's screwed. But
All right, Marlene, Caius, give me animal handling checks.
Oh yeah, I'm super good at that. Here we go. Hey, not bad.
All right, so interaction. You've been trotting along now for a few hours into the night, and you would reckon it's like the early morning at this point, like some ungodly hour where you would usually sleep or trance or whatever, right? Rest your body. When suddenly your horses, who are fairly blind, suddenly start to kind of get unrestful. And as you kind of turn around and kind of trying to calm them down, they suddenly really jerk on their reins and trying to get away. And as everybody of you can see around, give me perception. Give me survivor checks, actually. Everybody give me survivor checks.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what's happening.
As this kind of starts to happen, that they kind of start to jerk, and so suddenly you see out of the underbrush, the thicket, a few of the brushes kind of start to move and shake their snow as these really, really big wolves start kind of approaching and starting to slowly, well, can't really circle you at the edge of the river, but kind of start to move from left to right next to you and kind of growling. And the horse is kind of continuously trying to get away from your grips, but everybody is firm enough to not lose the reins. However, Caius, you realize too late what's happening since you're a little bit preoccupied with your horse.
Mm-hmm.
So you react a little bit later than everybody else, while the others kind of are quickly enough to realize that these wolves approach, and you just hear it when they start to growl really well. The others kind of start heard them or started seeing them to kind of disrupt the
fuck.
Great.
the snow. So please give me initiative.
I'm assuming I'm getting a surprise round on myself from that.
Yes.
Sounds good. big initiative.
Simon, do we feel like if we let go of our horses, they're just going to bolt?
What do you think?
I mean, probably. So it's just like, I'm just thinking melee is going to be hard with a horse in the other hand.
Can you wait for me to get out of my horse before you let go?
I think that can be done. Wolfie.
Game of Thrones all over again.
Yeah, they're not as nice as the direwolves. They're actually really big. Their shoulder height is about 5.5 feet, and they're easily 3 meters long. That's 9 feet.
It's a big wolf.
They're bigger than direwolves. They're bigger than the wolves that goblins ride. Like they're a little bit bigger than a warg. But their pelt is entirely white. Ta-da! All right. So while Thorin tries to keep the horse kind of calm that you're riding in, Gulda, he doesn't seem to realize what's happening around him. Come, you damn animal! Calm down already. It's just the night. Yeah. All right, Marlene, you're the first to act.
Okay, so of the 3 horses, then everybody's got a hold of their horse. I'm not going to let go of mine, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the dodge action
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of wait for them to come closer into my range, or first maybe Caius or Thorin will be able to take my horse from me in the next round. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. So as you kind of settle down and kind of get ready for the dodge, the wolves,
the horse calm.
The wolves kind of snap into action. And now I actually need to read a quick thing. How big that is. All right. So as they start to now move into like a lunge, basically, and start to kind of whirl around you guys, they kind of drive by you and start to attack you and attack at your clothing, snap and ride. And these four wolves kind of start to kind of do almost like a dance of death of their wolf pack tactics to attack you guys. Each of you, please give me dexterity saving throws. Now it would be who's in the middle of the group?
Probably me.
All right, so you give me 4, the rest gives me 2.
Okay.
You can just use roll twice, so I'll use all the rolls. It's a lot easier.
I like my 2 rolls. Is that okay?
Absolutely. But I'll give you disadvantage because you're in a fucking saddlebag.
Okay, then I guess I need to roll again because.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, but in a saddlebag,
no, it's
really,
fine.
It's really like dodging to the side. Not as easy. All right, the DC is 12, so you're fine.
I made it.
So Caius, you failed 1.
Oh, because you're using both. Okay, sorry.
All right, yeah. Okay. So
I would have failed 1 as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you failed 1 as well. All right. So as they kind of move all around you, you take damage, and all these 4 wolves kind of start to kind of attack and snap at you. Now your horses, can't really get away. They try to, but you don't let them. So they have really bad time. Wow, 16, 17, 20. All right, so as they kind of start to attack and rip to shreds, Caius, you kind of bring up your hand, mostly kind of trying to shield yourself, but one of them is kind of grabbing your ankle and kind of starting to rip at that. So at least one of them kind of gets a good grip on you. Marlene, I'll actually give you advantage on your roll since you dodged. So give me
Another
another
one,
roll.
then?
Yeah, give me another roll.
Just made that.
All right. So just with you being dodging to the side, you just get away from the worst of it. Gulda, you're small enough. I don't know if you kind of close the lid or something, but you seem fine. your horse, however, doesn't. And the horses get ripped. Like these wolves are not that much smaller than the horses, right? I mean, there's not much of a difference. So these horses just their sides get torn open by bites and slashes of the claws, and each one of you, well, Gulda, you don't apparently because, well, you dodge, I guess. But each one of you gets wounded, and for each made save, you take 10 points. For each fail, you take 20. So that is 20 for Marlene and 50 points of damage for Caius.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Right? It's
All right.
10, 10, 10, and 20. It's 50.
That's right, yeah.
Did
That
Thorin
hurt.
make his saves? Did he get it up too? I know, because he's a dwarf, and come on.
Sure, I can make him saves. Didn't plan
These guys
to
mean
involve him in the... Alright, so also the dwarf has also not much fun. And gets deeply wounded by these really, really big wolves, a lot bigger than he is, as he tries to kind of keep the horse steady. However, when they are finished, all the horses, extremely wounded, go down. One is dead, the two others just start to bleed from their deep wounds onto the frozen soil and a little bit into the unicorn run itself. As they kind of start to move around, they kind of, as they finish their death dance, they kind of jump back a meter or two, kind of just to survey the area and just growl and, I don't know, bark, like in quotes, like wolves don't really bark, but they just howl at you, I guess, right? Trying to...
Hmm.
So I'm thinking if for them to eat horses, they'll not bother us.
That's kind of what I was thinking was we
So,
should
Gulda.
try and make a run for it.
So, Gulda, your horse is just falling over to the side. Luckily, you're a quickly and adept person. So, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna cut my way out of my saddlebag
Yeah.
with my dagger, and then I guess that's pretty much my action, and then I'm gonna
I'll
get away
it's,
from
it's
the
free.
horse.
You had so good. Your saves were so good that I'll give you that for free.
And then I guess I'm gonna move away from the horse and a little bit and see what the wolves do. Like, I'm not gonna attack them.
Right. So you roll to the side, and which way do you want to? Basically, they are on the other side. So you have the
How
river in
close
the
to the
back.
edge of the river are we?
I mean, you said you wanted to stay fairly close, so I'd say like 15, 20 feet away, maybe.
I'm gonna back towards the river and then start moving towards the direction we would be wanting to go. Just like,
All right. Then absolutely, you can do that, no problem. You want to do anything with your action? Or you want to just like move as quickly as you can?
I'll throw up that as my action, I guess, in case
Alright.
they decide to do anything.
All right, so you kind of take a breather and try to concentrate a little bit from the first shock. Got it. No problem. All right, so while the turn kind of moves forward, I want you to take a look at your inventory and think about what you had on the horse. Caius.
They still overrounded me, I think, because I was surprised, right? Or did I get to go?
Oh, no, it's supplies round, right? So you are just like completely getting nearly eaten. So
Yeah.
from being surprised and then shocked from just like wounds all over your body. Yeah.
Sounds right.
All right, Marlene.
Jesus, is my horse the one that's dead or?
No, it was the one that was Thorin was
Okay.
holding, but all the horses are really, really hurt, they won't be moving anywhere.
I let go of my horse and just yell, "Everyone needs to make a run for it!" And I'm going to grab Golda. I think I can actually pick her up.
Yeah, I only weigh 86 with my gear.
Okay, I mean, encumbered, but like I
That's 10
could
feet.
probably at least push you along and
Just
I mean,
grab me
ten-
by the scruff of my neck and like drag me.
yeah.
you lose 10 feet of movement if you're encumbered, right?
I can still move faster than her by 20 feet if I do that. So yes.
I mean, she already moved ahead a little bit, right? Like away
Yeah.
from the wolves and a little bit ahead.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run towards her, grab her, and start running.
All right. Also, same goes for you. Take a look at what your inventory says, what you have on the horse, and what you have on your person.
Okay.
Because the stuff that is on the horse, you don't unsettle the horse right now and get all your stuff if you want to run.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Alright.
much always encumbered being a halfling, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, I'm not gonna be encumbered anymore.
All
after
right.
this, that's for
So the wolves then start to charge again, and Thorin kind of turns around. Yeah, you're coming, and sees you running, and he's just like, "What the hell?" All right, so he kind of starts to follow and run after you guys. The wolves then start to charge. Let me see who they actually charge after. It's Thorin, horse. All right, so there are four wolves altogether, and three of them just start charging at the horses. Let me just check something. All right, the one that is not charging after the horses is going after a horse. However, Caius is still standing in front of that horse. Please give me another dexterity saving throw. Just
Here
one
we
this time,
go.
though.
All right. Good luck, me.
Oops.
Do I have to beat a 12 or can I get a 12?
12 is enough. All right, so you jump to the side, letting loose of the horse in the last second, as this thing comes just jumping at you and smashes into the horse behind you. However, like one of his claws, his paws, still grazes you pretty bad, and does still 12 points
Jesus. All right.
of damage as you basically make like a dive into the snow next to your horse as you see this thing coming now. And the other three just get at the horses, the others. All right, Golda.
I'm
You
being
are
drugged
right
by
now.
Malin, right?
Yeah, you are right now restrained.
I'm just gonna can I twist around? Do a little bit of a twist around it to give her help her like move me like.
Essentially, you want to like climb up my back and get a piggyback ride? Is that what you're saying?
If that works or whatever, like so you're not
Absolutely. I mean,
you
yes,
wanna-
absolutely. I'm just saying, like, it won't work to her dragging you like 120 feet, then dropping you, and then you move another 80 feet. That's not working in 6 seconds.
No.
Right?
I'm gonna
That's what
like
I'm
if
saying.
she's gonna carry me, especially
Yeah.
the snow is slowing me down. You know, I'll
Yep.
I'll get. You know, if she's gonna help, I'll take it.
Yeah, you're already
I'm
on her
listening
back.
over my
When she
shoulder right
came,
here. Let's
when
go.
she came and told you to like jump, you kind of jumped on her back a little bit, like a monkey or something.
So yeah, I'm just I'm kind of trying to twist around and look behind us to make sure they're not following us.
Yeah. Well, you
and-
see Caius in the mud right now, pretty bloody. I mean, he's pretty bloody at this point.
I got tricks.
Dying? Is it one of them?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Okay.
I
Incarnation
guess.
comes in
Oh,
handy.
let me
because
look
it
at
comes back
the
So,
range
what-
on something real quick.
So what you see is basically them killing off the last horses. What they do afterwards, who knows?
How
But-
far away are we from them at this point?
120 feet.
All right, then I can't really do anything at this point. So I just better hope that Caius.
I don't know. Like, how fast is Marlene? How fast are you?
55 feet normally. With her,
So
you
45?
said I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, so 120 feet about.
Still pretty far.
It's cool. Keep going.
Still too far for me to do anything. So if you say you got tricks, then
I mean, he's not just calmly saying this. You see him just in the dirt bleeding right now. That's what you see.
Yeah.
Like, not the dirt, actually the snow, but yeah, you get the point. And you just see
I
like
mean,
a splattering of blood everywhere where the horses are, and you see these wolves just like mutilating like the now, well, very dead horses.
Belter just kind of waves at him sadly.
If you want to
because she
feel
can't
like
do
you
anything.
really can't do anything, then I mean, I could have stepped over the wind and really made that awful, really far away. So.
All right. Okay, Caius, your turn.
Is Thorin near me?
He is running after, cursing and running after Marlene.
Okay. Are any of the wolves within melee of me? Like I can get attack of opportunity if I
One.
run. One is okay.
Yeah, the one that
Okay.
just killed your horse.
Okay. Then Thorin will have to just keep running, I suppose, because I'm gonna die if I stay here and try to help him. I cast Dimension Door.
All right,
I pressed it. It should go.
that's fine. Just, it's okay. If you just tell me you cast Dimension Door and just use the slot, it's okay.
Yeah, I cast Dimension Door and I move 200 feet in the direction of Malin and Golda. Like one.
You can't see further. You can't see further than 60 feet.
Okay. Can I see them at all or no?
Yep. You just
You don't
lost
have
them
to
into darkness.
see it. You just have to visualize it. Like,
Yeah, well,
I could
it's
just,
dark. It's middle of the night at this point.
But
You're
you
in the
also-
forest.
as for the
Can
spell,
you get an
we also
idea
see
what
it,
direction that we went because of our
Yeah. He
footprints?
saw you. He saw you running away, but I mean, you were pretty quickly, and he can just see 60 feet far. And he doesn't
I can-
know. You
so
don't
I just wanted
know.
to go 200 feet straight from the straight toward the river, like not on the river, but straight from where I am along the bank of the river.
Just hope it doesn't curve.
All right, I'll give you a 1 in 6 chance to chance to end up in a tree this way.
Okay, fair enough.
If you do this into the blind, there's a possibility.
So want me
You
to
don't-
roll 1d6?
If 60 feet are enough for you, that would be safe. Up to you.
No, I'll go the 200.
All right. In the direction roughly following the rivers.
Roughly
Well,
following
against the
exactly
river's
following.
flow. Against
Yeah.
the river's flow. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice.
All right. So first of all, how does it look for anybody that can still see it? So for the wolves, I guess.
So basically, he's on the ground, like scurrying along. He just starts. You see his arms light up with the arcane runes
Yeah.
on his left arm, and he could up in front of him, just waves his hand across, and like a portal opens for a split second, and then he just disappears into that, and then appears 200 feet away, and
Yeah.
probably landing above and falling into a river.
Yeah. You the two of you who are running, you just hear like a poof, oh, as you take 60 more points of force damage.
Oh, sweet. I'm unconscious.
So you hear like a poof, oh, and then as somebody falls into the snow.
How far would that
Give
sound
me-
be from me?
Give me a death save, please. End of
Okay.
your round. All right.
God, you like win 6 chance and you ended up in a goddamn tree.
I would roll that. I'd take the chance though. It was just so too good to pass up.
It's absolutely up to you. It's fine. It was your decision. What can I tell you? All right. Also, take a look at your equipment and see what you probably would have put on the horse.
Yeah, I
And
marked
it-
off. some
And
stuff.
Lewis, I actually need to do this. Lewis, it's not my fault, okay? Not my fault. All right. So yeah, I mean, you heard where that happened. However, he's out of sight from you. You also have just 60 feet, right? As an elf, I don't think you have like 90 or 8 or 120.
Right now I have 60.
So
So,
yeah, you
like,
just
Okay.
you heard where it happened, Absolutely, that was easy. He was not very stealthy while he was dying, so that's fine.
I mean, is it in front of me? Is it behind me? I think he's in front of me.
It's mostly in front of you, a little bit to the side, obviously, right? It's not just like not just in front of you, but yeah.
Okay. I know what I'm going to do then.
It'd be like, put me down. We could fuck quicker.
Oh, I don't need to put you down.
I mean,
We're good.
But
Caius,
isn't it quicker to find both of us, like for both of us to be looking, or are you going to think you're going to see him quick enough?
Just hang on.
All right.
Caius, I could have also made it possible for you to end up in the river, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm totally on board, man. I'm always on board.
I'm gonna say that would have been a lot worse.
It's totally,
All right.
Totally fair.
All right, so yeah, Marlene, your turn.
I'm going to use my step of the wind and start sprinting as fast as I can towards
Yeah,
where
easy.
that sound was.
Easy, you get there.
Okay, and as soon as I find him, I'm going to...
Both movement and bonus action though, but yeah, you get there.
I'm sorry?
It takes both your movement and bonus action though, but you get there.
Okay, that's fine. I still have my action then?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and administer... you know what, I want him awake. I have a greater healing potion. I'm going to go ahead and give that to him.
All right. Can do.
Wake up, Caius. We don't have time for this.
So you give him the greater one.
I'm giving him the greater because that's the one I have on my person.
All right. So yeah, whomever wants to roll the dice, and Caius, you kind of wake up again as this kind of earthy, tangy liquid kind of runs down your throat.
Okay, that's, happens sometimes when you do that spell. Super fun. Oh man, that really hurt. Okay, I'm gonna try to get up. Oh my god, this hurts so much.
Golden, are you still hanging on?
Yeah, I haven't had to roll any.
Because technically we just went at least 90. Actually, no, more than that if that also took my action. So we probably went 135, no, 135.
No, 90, about 90 feet, right? Your movement is 45, and your bonus action is 45. That's 90.
Step of the wind doubles my movement, though. So...
Wait a minute. I don't think that...
Or
I don't worry about it. I'll read it in...
is the dash...
if it's the dash action, it's just
it
45.
lets me... Okay, yeah, so we just went 90 in a turn.
Yeah.
So.
What do I roll for the healing potion? For greater?
84 plus 8, I think it is.
I honestly, God, I forget.
I told you
That healing
guys.
potion.
I'm terrible at remembering healing potions.
I'll write this down after this, so I know.
I think I might have it on my...
No, greater healing potion is 44 plus 4. 44 plus 4.
Okay, got it.
84 is the superior.
There we go. Hey, I rolled pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Where was that roll when I was rolling to fucking hit a tree?
Oh, you hit the tree.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so yeah, you're on your back, kind of looking up. As you see, this is like actually pretty funny. As you kind of look up, you see Marlene over you, and next to her, like another head, which is like from Gulda on her back.
Where did you get two heads? All right. That's okay.
Dude, how hard did you hit that tree?
Really hard.
Like, did you pop inside of it, or just into the front of it?
Bit of column A, bit of column B.
Hope you don't have spinners anywhere bad.
Where's Thorin?
He was running.
Last time I saw.
I mean, I'm sure.
It's wolf food, right?
The thing is, even
Sorry,
if I got
Lewis.
you guys far enough-
Yeah, Thorin can't keep up with you.
Oh,
It's
God,
stumpy
dude,
little legs.
he could never.
He's like
keep
way
up with
behind
me.
us. Should we go back for him?
I mean,
Kind of have to, right? You don't think he was dumb enough to stay and fight, do you? He was running, right?
it is Thorin. He's probably going to want to fight it, but I think he was running. Oh boy.
Do you think he was even going in the right direction?
I think he knows which way the water flows, at least.
He's in the water at this point.
Yeah, they sink, right? They're really dense. They just go right to the bottom.
Yeah.
Does it seem like the wolves are following us at this point?
Not you, no.
That means they're following Thorin.
I mean, do you guys want to wait and see whether or not he makes it? Or I just
we should probably go back for him
about it.
and hope that maybe the
Yeah, I'll wait here. I'll make sure that the rear is clear. It's okay this way. That's gonna come get us from here. You guys go get Thorin. That'd be great.
All right.
Oh
yeah.
goddamn! I just noticed my evasion card.
Good that you noticed that. So I mean, it's not much problems to kind of wait for a second. Also, Thorin is breathing very loudly right at this point, so
Yeah.
you have no problems. Kind
sounds
of.
like a train.
He sounds like a cursing train. These damn elves running in the night. Can't even see this. Their knife here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, no problem. I'm not gonna just like make you lose a player who's not here. So for
Sorry, Lewis. We left
you
you to the wolves.
just died. You're just like, they were wolves. We ran you a bit slower. I think than we were. Well, that's how the cookie crumbled. I'm sorry, mate. But you're fine with rolling a new character, right? Yeah. Well. Yeah, so, like, in fights, I'm not going to play him or such, right? It's just... He's fighting. He's fighting, right? It's just... Alright, so yeah, you kind of get him, and he's like, "Why the fuck you, Iran? We had him! 4-on-4! What this pussy shit?
They didn't want us. They just wanted the horses.
But I wanted the horse as well! There was some beer on that horse!
Stop yelling.
I yell whatever I want!
Keep it up, and a stray arrow will find you.
You want to get more wolves? Because that's how you get more wolves.
The memes are strong in this session. I see.
I'm just gonna kind of like push him further along and
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll begin hobbling behind.
feeling a little bit like a babysitter at this point.
Yeah.
Not enjoying it.
Well, maybe that's one of the reasons why elves don't have so many children, huh?
Amen.
All right. So,
All right. Do you guys want to take a short rest?
do I want to take a short rest?
Do you think it's safe? Do you think we should just keep moving?
I want to take
I
a
would
long
say
rest when we get
keep
to the
moving would be
place.
good.
Yeah.
That works too. All right. Would I know essentially how much further it is to the border?
About halfway.
We're about halfway.
Great.
Do you want to take a short rest now?
No, let's
Or
keep. I
move
want
a
to
little further?
get away from these.
I mean, you
wolves.
can move like more than half an hour or so, right? So just get somewhere, but yeah. So your camping supplies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are gone.
Yeah. I mean, that's the first stuff you put on a horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, that's
so,
the nice thing about pine trees. If you find one with like low-hanging branches, it makes like a tent underneath, kind of keep the
Yes.
snow off.
but obviously, having no bag, like
Oh yeah, it'd be cold.
sleeping
You
bag
have to
and
huddle
stuff.
together for warmth. Ew.
Yeah.
Build an igloo. We got this.
So what, for a few more hours of building an igloo?
Doesn't take that long.
Well, I would say an hour for the four
No,
of you,
It takes quite a while.
even if you know what you're doing and have the right implements, right? So, and
Which we
it's in the night as well. It doesn't necessarily make it much easier. I mean, you can see, but
Yeah, for sure.
not that well. All right, yeah. So that's Winterbow Forest for you.
I was
So you move half an hour like further along, and then you take a breather, or you want to settle down.
At this point, I think taking a breather wouldn't be a bad idea, just even a short rest.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, right? You want to take a short or long rest?
yeah, we can take a short one then take a long one when we get a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, let's do that.
All right.
Let's see here.
So yeah, you move a little bit more along to find some place where, well, you feel safe far enough away from the possible pursuers. And like find a place where there's like a big tree, which you can use, like a little bit of wood to the side. You want to make a fire, or you want to keep it cold?
I don't have anything to make a fire with anymore, so
I'm pretty sure Caius can help you on that front, but
Yeah.
please don't burn down the forest.
I want to make a fire.
I'm good at that.
I mean, a fire would help keep us warm and might keep critters away. Most normal critters, anyway, don't like fire.
Sure, I'll try to gather some like tinder and just put it down so we can have a fire, and then I will shoot a quick firebolt at it to light it.
Mhm.
Or prestidigitation might just light it easier, but yeah, I'll shoot a firebolt.
Yeah, you do
at it.
your magic.
Yeah.
You work your magic, so to speak, yeah. All right, so yeah. And it's very, very calm. You just like hear like an owl once in a while hoot in the distance. Other than that, it's peaceful.
See, it's not bad all the time.
That's when you get attacked by giant wolves, right?
Exactly. No big deal. Silvery Moon wasn't much better.
Actually, what worse? What dragons there? So yeah, you can spend hit
really,
dice.
Kais, you can't complain.
Says the one who was just dying.
Yeah.
So,
That was his own
so
fault for ending
how
up
do
in a
your
tree.
wounds? What kind of wounds did you take with you from these like ravenous lunges?
Probably have some pretty cool like big claw marks across my chest, make me look really badass. Kinda look there.
Just like in a cross, like from left.
Yeah, that's right.
That'll scar nicely.
Your
Maybe
wife's
like-
really gonna appreciate that.
Maybe like one down my arm, like my right arm.
Yeah,
Like
it's a little bit limp, right? It's hard to move, like hurts, right, and stuff.
Yeah, like a bite mark maybe on like my bicep or something like that.
Yep. Yeah,
That's
that's gonna sting for some time.
Oh, for sure.
All right, so that sucked.
Everyone's alive.
But yeah, and Thorin is a little bit more silent now. He's clearly not very happy.
We'll hang out around there, I guess, for now.
All right. So again, like it seems fairly quiet, fairly peaceful. So the hour kind of passes by without any more incidents. No more giant wolves attacking you.
Yeah. As soon as everyone's ready, keep moving along, try and get to Siluara Court as fast as we can. Without leaving Thorin behind.
I'll take some snow and like dump it on the fire as we leave, so it goes out.
Yeah, it goes out quickly. It's also somewhat hidden at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and kind of move on. The good news is that you're not necessarily slower than with your horses.
Right.
There's that.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's still pretty cold. and you're really starting to kind of get a little bit dozy, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Moving on, every one of you has like a few scratches here or there, some more than others, and you kind of travel on. A few hours later, 4 to 5 hours, the sun starts to kind of come up. Around one more round of Constitution saving throws, please.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, that
That
fits.
one, go.
Okay.
No.
So, Marlene, you have an easier time just moving through the snow, moving through this terrain. Comes more natural
Second
to you.
nature.
Right. The others, however, are not as used to move through this forest.
A hot footprint to the next to get along. That's why I'm beat up.
Come here, Golda, and I'll kind of swing her up onto my shoulders.
All right. So first of all, Golda, you get, and Caius, you also get 1 point of desperation.
Desperation.
One level of desperation, please. Yeah,
Is there
1
an
point of
exhaustion
exhaustion.
tracker on here?
Yeah, there's somewhere in the middle of the right side on the first page.
Exhaustion. There it is. Conditions. Exhaustion. Level 1.
Oh yes, I see it. Okay.
So,
Seeing them start to get exhausted, I'm going to go ahead and cast Pass Without a Trace just to help our chances of not running into anything
mm-hmm.
and cover our tracks so nothing's necessarily following us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This will not help them in them moving around, but it helps you not getting seen. At least for an hour.
Yeah, pretty much just going to try and not make a bad situation worse.
Absolutely. So it's a good move. All right, so the sun comes up, and the spells start to fade, but they're not as necessary anymore anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you ever follow this eternal stream of water to your right, follow upriver further and further through the snowy, frozen forest.
We'll rest soon, I promise.
Good, because I'm in a lot of pain.
A few
So
more
each
hours.
one of you, please also strike down 1 point, 1 ration.
Yep.
Didn't really have, since you were hurrying so much, I assumed that you moved fast as well. Otherwise, it's just. But I mean, Marlene, you know that at least 6 months ago, you know that up ahead it's gonna get a lot more friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's burnt down and taken over by dragon cultists.
Yeah, I'm not convinced of the friendliness yet.
I just can't win.
Yeah.
So you want to push on?
If we're at the edge of
Not yet. No,
Not
it's
yet,
morning.
okay.
You're gonna need to move at least another 20 to 22 hours.
Well, I would at least say let's push on until dark, and if we're not there by the dark, then we camp.
sounds good.
You won't reach it, but it's just you'll be at
We'll
the edge.
still be pretty close.
Yeah.
So.
You will be getting to the edge, but you won't quite reach it.
That's fine.
You know what? That's fair. If you need to rest by nightfall.
Yeah,
Fine.
that sounds good to me.
So, do you really want to carry the halfling?
You can put me down.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, this will be a lot harder for you, but also just staying on the back for hours isn't really
Yeah, no,
Fresh.
I'm gonna fall asleep and let go and fall off.
yeah, no, I would have carried her when she first started showing signs of exhaustion, and then put her down later
just,
on when she
a
felt
break.
good
Yeah.
to walk again.
right. I'm just saying, right, because also just hanging on is also I mean, it's maybe a little bit
Yeah.
easier, but it's also exhausting. For 8 hours, it's not very natural, right?
Yeah,
It's like-
no, like it wouldn't be that long for sure. Sorry, Caius, no piggyback rides. Maybe Thorian can help you out there. But
His shoulders.
Yeah.
Like on stilts. It's like a long dress or something. A dress, you say? Are you crazy? All right. So yeah, you move on. Is that it? What I understood?
Yeah.
Till
All right.
nightfall.
So you move on. The sun is going higher and ever higher. Around noonish. Marlene, you come across another like patch of these tracks. These booted, pretty big booted shoes. Not as many as before, but still a few. And I assume you don't continuously want to keep up pass without a trace?
yeah, I'm not gonna keep it up all this time, but I'll probably turn it back on once I see these prints again. But I'd like to kind of take a quick look and see if I can determine what might have made these.
Okay, sure. Investigation or survival. All right. So these are a little bit harder to see. You're getting further to the north. The weather is slowly getting a little bit warmer again, which means like the snow melts a little bit at places, and maybe
So
there
they're
was like
partially washed away.
some new snow, so it makes it a little bit harder this time. But you take a little bit of time, and this is your home, right? So you have advantage in your survival check here. So this is your home, and you kind of know the land. I mean, not necessarily like exactly this place, right? But just like the general area at least. So whatever went through here is about the size of a large human, but it's a good bit heavier. Not quite sure what it was. Could be orcs, could be barbarian, like
Barbarians.
human barbarians, could be gnolls that are here in the south as well.
Right.
Certainly no elves.
Well, I'm gonna cast that second round of pass without a trace and tell everyone to keep moving.
What you can also kind of determine is that they moved quickly. It's a smaller group than you saw before, right? But they moved quickly. And it seems that they moved in the direction you were going.
So they're heading deeper into the forest. Okay.
Yeah, rough. I mean, they didn't move directly like the same, but just like, right? If you move this way, they moved like this.
Okay.
They followed the stream at some time, but then kind of make a turn at some point.
All right. Just keep along the river and don't stray too far.
We'll follow you.
All right, Martin. Since you're the leader, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 17.
All right. So you follow the stream further and further, and at some point, as I said, like they make like a bend. They don't take a bend that you take, so you start to lose the tracks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the sun is moving further. It's like at this point, 2 more hours or so have passed by. At this point, she suddenly stops as you see you're not sure what it is, but you see some movement inside the trees a good while up ahead. You heard something, looked at the direction, saw some movement in the brushes, so to speak, in the leaves again, like in quotation marks again, just no leaf trees here, right? Just evergreens, but just like some movement, but then it stopped. So whatever was there was something there for sure. You saw it, but you don't know what it necessarily was.
Well, Golda popped off for a second, but I kind of pointed out to her and
Yeah, to
Ask
everybody,
her.
yeah.
Yeah.
What
Well,
do you see?
So what is it this time, eh, laddie? A giant rabbit's coming to kill us now?
how about something very unfriendly dropping from the trees?
The
I'm
trees!
thinking, I'm
Okay.
thinking whoever has a little bit of range, perhaps fire a shot, see what it is.
Where is it? Can you point it out?
And I will point out where I thought I saw it,
You can
or
absolutely
where
do
I did
this.
see it.
You can absolutely do this. I'll just tell you, it is just, it's fairly far away, and you're not sure if it is still there. Maybe it just moved through, right?
Hmm.
That's all I'm gonna say, because just from the visual situation, right, the land is not like flat. Obviously, it goes up and
Yeah.
down a little bit.
How far away was it?
150, 200 feet.
It's pretty
Okay,
far.
so pretty far ahead. Well,
Yeah. Well, you have elf eyes to kind of zoom in, and you have an extremely high passive perception. Right? You just heard
Okay.
like a branch snap, maybe. Looked in the direction, you just like saw something moving. Right? That's the extent of.
All right. Well, what do you two want to do as you both leave again?
So first of all, are you just standing there?
Probably move ahead, but still just very slow.
All right.
Keeping an eye out.
All right. So while you kind of discuss what you want to do, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Golda, any ideas?
Not really. I mean, just keep moving and be on our guard.
My worry is we're walking right into an ambush of sorts, and I'd really rather not deal with that.
Also, just I think I should explain how this works. When you are moving along in a fairly quick pace, you have disadvantage on all perception checks, which means on your passive perception you get a -5.
Okay.
The reason why
So-
you saw it and Thorin didn't see it is because you right now have advantage on your checks.
Okay.
Why don't we just slow down a bit and keep our wits about us?
I think
mean-
that's a good idea.
I'm just saying, like, generally, if you're moving and you say, like, I have a passive perception of 19, why didn't I see it? If you're running, you have, like,
Yeah.
14
Yeah,
or
no,
13 or whatever,
I-
right? If it's dark, it gets even worse, right?
Mhm.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I
Just
think
to
if we
explain
slow down and
how this stuff
move
works.
warily.
Okay, so you want to move forward?
I'm
Yeah,
back, sorry.
and is that what is it called? Pass without a trace still up?
No.
God damn it! I'll cast it again.
Sure. That's number 3.
And yeah, that's number 3. And then I don't know about you guys, but I think going stealthy past that point would be a good idea if we can.
Agreed.
Sure.
All right. You want to move alongside the river?
I think maybe a little further into the tree line might be a good idea, just so that we're, not more
Completely
in the open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
We couldn't see what it was. I'm
God, for
assuming.
pass without a trace.
Mm-hmm.
It's plus
No,
10.
nobody of you, even when she pointed it out, you didn't see anything. No one of you did
Okay.
see anything. Just see. Just see. Just she.
The elf in her home turf is alerted. Just
Right.
know
Wow.
that.
Luckily, I have passed that trace, so I thought it would have been rough.
All right, so you want to stealth along? Then give me a stealth checks.
Stealth check. Stealth check.
So you move a little bit into the forest line, kind of start to kind of circle a little bit into the forest itself, kind of slow down. And how does Pass Without a Trace look here, Marlene? What does it do?
So with all the snow starting to melt and the needles kind of coating the ground, all the dead needles, I know we've described this before where it kind of looks like the path is kind of essentially covering itself back over ever so much with nature. It used to be my cloak had part to do with it, but it doesn't anymore.
Nope. Burned away.
No. Melted away, more like it, but yeah, so essentially like the shadows and the foliage kind of cover our tracks back up for us.
Yeah.
And
It almost looks like that the trees themselves kind of turn a little bit and kind of give you shade as you kind of move along, helping you kind of hide, stay out of sight.
Gee, it's cooler when you describe it.
All right, moving along. So it obviously kind of ducking, staying down, moving through the snow, kind of, and trying to take a look what is actually happening. Right, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, move further and further. You just need to roughly move in the direction where Marlene saw the movement, just because it was a little bit more land inwards and it was up ahead, right? So as you do, kind of move in that direction as well.
Definitely keeping a
Everybody,
close eye out.
everybody is breathing. You see the breath, kind of the fog in front of your face, kind of start from the breath, right? Just still pretty cold. And as you get one of these natural kind of hill valley kind of situation, right? When you get up to the summit, is it the crest of the hill?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see there anything. I mean, you get a little bit closer in the direction where you saw the movement. Kind of take a look around. You do find tracks. Tracks eerily similarly looking to the tracks you found before twice already since you entered the high forest. As you your eyes kind of follow them, you sometimes lose them in between tree trunks as they kind of reappear on the other side and kind of snake their way away from you a little bit, then suddenly stop. As your eyes kind of go up the tree trunk and look into the canopy of that certain tree, you just quickly enough to react as an arrow bolt comes flying away, shooting at you. Initiative round again?
Can I deflect that as a reaction?
Sure.
Yes, I haven't done this in a while.
Deflect missiles. Nice.
Give me initiative, please, before. You are the only one. You are the only one who is not surprised as well here, Marlene.
We were so stealthy.
You might have been.
Not everybody. Not everybody.
I had faith in our stealth.
Yeah, when you take a look around, you actually don't know where Golda is. She's gone.
Golda's gone?
Yep.
Okay, well, was I able to catch that arrow?
Let me roll for initiative first. Might have beaten him. Yep, you bet him. Beat him. So, Golda, you're surprised by this, right? So that's why I jumped over you, just so you know.
Fine. No, I understand.
Marlene.
Okay, so
Excuse me.
assuming I caught that arrow, can I fire?
Yeah,
it
you
back
just like as you look up, you just see the glint of the sun kind of reflecting off of the tip.
Okay, if I caught that arrow, I'm gonna fire it back at him.
He didn't shoot it yet.
Oh, he hasn't shot it yet. Damn. Okay. I got.
I mean, I can give him a surprise round on you too if you want, and then he can shoot you with it.
No, that's fine. If I see him, I'm going to run up the tree and like tackle him down to the ground. if that's possible. You're making a face.
He's about 60 feet away from you, up in a tree. Oh, you want
Yeah,
to do
and
this?
I can run up vertical surfaces, so I'm gonna try and run up the tree all speedy like.
All right. How you want to move the last bit to get to him?
Jumping branch to branch, I'm just going to leap at him and try and knock him to the ground.
All right. So you want a double move?
Yeah, sure. If it
How?
gets him to the ground, absolutely.
We're asking you how you want to get there. You need 2 moves, but even with your speed.
At 60 feet?
Because you move 55, you said, right?
Okay, let's see. I can
And
bonus
she
action.
needs to go up, right? It's not
Yeah.
just.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, bonus action to step of the wind should give me enough movement, yeah?
Okay.
With my unarmored movement being able to run up the tree?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do that.
So
Okay, so I am going to basically sprint at the tree, run straight up, and then as I start to lose momentum, just jump from branch to branch until I get to where he is and jump to his branch, tackling him down to the ground.
all right. So everybody sees this as well, right? As she kind of goes to the crest of the hill, kind of suddenly she just like runs, and she moves quick. As she kind of moves up the side of the tree, the trunk of the tree, almost like a monkey, right? Just like moves up there, and then like more kid-like as she gets to the height where the branches really get thick and start. And you get up to him. What do you want to do with him exactly?
Like as I jump at him, I'm going to hook my arm around his neck and just pull him down with me as I fall.
All right, so that's a grappling check, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me your athletics.
Please, please, please.
You get him.
Yes!
So you put him in a chokehold, and then you want to just like let yourself fall. You're about 35 feet up in the air.
I can slow fall. Like even if that doesn't damage him as much, like I'll slow fall. Or no.
Okay, so you want to move
when I fall.
You want to topple him over and kind of move him down. I would say
pretty much.
that's just like a wrestling move-ish move, right?
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
I'll that's another contested athletics. However, I'll give you advantage since he didn't really expect you to move that far, and also obviously the stand isn't like super sure on like a branch-ish situation, right?
Yeah. My goal is to pin him to the ground. So.
But on the floor of the forest, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as you move up and next to him and you put him in a chokehold, you do realize what he is. He is. Yes.
Oh,
Orc.
lovely.
Orc. Yeah, and he's muscular and kind of you have him in a chokehold, and he wanted to shoot you with a bow very, very much, but like you get so quickly to him that he can't react in time. But as you kind of push yourself off of the branch, kind of trying to move him down onto the ground, he just like lets loose of his bow and just like grabs himself onto the branch he was sitting on. So basically he's hanging on the branch right now, and you are hanging on his back and trying to kind of get him to fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's your round.
I got him.
As you realize there are 2 more.
This is fun.
And one of them shoots at you, one of them shoots at Caius. First of all, against you. You're hanging next to his friend. So I won't give you cover from his friend because you're hanging on his back more or less. But he misses you as he tries to not hit his comm right here. And as he shoots, you see this, right? As he shoots, and as you know, a lot closer than the rest. And as he shoots, he also makes his position known to the rest of you guys. But like shoots just like in a branch next to you, poof, where the arrow kind of just sticks into the wood. The other arrow, however, comes shooting your way, Kaya. Since you're surprised, he has advantage on the shot. And he rolls a net 19, so that's not a crit. So, but he hits you for sure.
Yeah.
Hitting you with this arrow. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Awesome.
As
Here we
you get hit by the arrow, shot into your pack, basically, taking 8 points from the arrow. You also start to feel a little bit drowsy as you take another 1 point of poison damage, and you're
Okay.
poisoned.
Great.
So you're surprised again. Gulda, your turn.
Okay.
You're super snacky right now, so
Um.
but you are also good 70 or so feet away from them. But you
But
know
can
where
I
they
s-
are at this point.
I can. I guess I'm gonna try to move up so that I can see the one shooting at. Because I'm
At
afraid
whom?
she's hanging on one. There's one.
Yeah.
There's one that shot, and I kind of know where he is. But both the ones that shot, we kind of know where they are, right?
Yeah, once they're shot, you kind of know where they are. They started to move a little bit away from you guys, but now that you kind of know when they're from where they shot, you kind of can roughly follow. I mean, it's not super silent. If like a massive orc moves through the
Yeah.
tree branches, right, you will hear where they're going. So yeah.
Well, I guess I'm gonna. Maybe I'll shoot at the one that Molly's hanging on, but I'm afraid if I'm probably not gonna kill it in one shot. I'm afraid if I kill it in one shot, she's just gonna fall.
I mean, that's what you wanted to.
I can fall.
Okay. Sure. If that's the one that I can see the best without having to move too much, then I will shoot at that one.
All right. You're shooting through, like you're shooting diagonally through the trees, right? So it's a little bit hard to hit him, but sure, shoot. Oh, well, you already shot. Yeah, easy. You hit him. No problem.
And then there's my.
I'll give it. I mean, it's like it's okay. Oh, you're hidden anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, you kill him. No problem.
So yeah, I guess my lead is like hanging on an arrow, just like shoots past her, like just barely misses her. But it wasn't like luck that it missed her. It was pretty well placed, and it sticks him into the tree. Like goes through
Alright.
him and into the tree through his shoulder.
Yeah, shooting through the shoulder on the arm where he was kind of holding onto the branch. Obviously, the pain kind of doesn't help with like holding on, so he loses the grip, and he and Marlene start to plummet to the ground. Now that's damage.
Minus 50 damage for slow fall.
Yeah, well, that won't make it then. Yeah, you're good. So how do you kind of land? You don't take damage. If it's minus 50, you didn't take 50 damage.
I mean, 3-point land, and I'm ready to sprint at the next one like it was planned all along.
Does like that Catwoman thing.
Hell yeah.
All right, nice.
Superhero landing.
All right, cool. Yeah, he's down.
I
While
feel
the
a
others,
little badass. Well done, Golda. I like that.
while the others kind of starting to scurry away, but you were already fairly close to them, right? So. All right, nice shot, Golda. Nice shot. Got him. Yeah, so Marlene kind of lands on the ground, kind of 3-point landing. Everybody sees basically like a puff of the snow where she lands in, and as it settles, the orc kind of slams into the ground next to her, and she stands there, kind of turning around and running after the other two. All right, Marlene, your turn.
Okay, so whichever one's closest to me,
Mhm.
they're both running? Or like
Running,
trying
right?
to
I mean, they're in the
essentially
tree.
get out of the
They're-
trees?
They're still inside the trees, but they're kind of moving away from you guys inside the trees.
Okay. I'm gonna go for the one that's closest to me.
Mhm.
And am I able
You're
to
not
get
encumbered, right? You're not encumbered anymore?
No, I'm good now.
All right, yeah. Then you can get to him barely by just moving.
Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and hit him with unarmed strike.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2.
Don't
And
have
I'm going to-
advantage.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spend a key point to take him down. If I can.
Yeah, how you kill him?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you just see his body drop from the branch that he was at. And thump right into the snow.
Yeah, as he kind of also just falls out of the tree. All right. Anything else? No, you all used all your stuff, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the other one is just like trying to get away as quickly as possible. You see that up ahead. There's like that's it. As he just like jumps to the ground, the tree is there's like a natural like Lichtung, natural like opening
Clearing.
clearing. Where he just runs into as he kind of turns around and gives like a quick shot into your direction with his bow, but he misses. Shoots like hits some tree tree trunk next to where you're in. Shooting into the branches itself is fairly hard if you're moving,
that could've
running
been fun.
away. All right, Caius.
There's one left, right?
Yeah, you don't see him right now. He moved away as fast as he could. I mean, you
Um,
know where he is. You know, kind of followed that, but.
How far away would he be, possibly? I'll move 30 feet in his direction. And see if I see him.
120 feet away from you still. What's your passive perception?
It is... Where do I see that again?
Perception modifier plus 10.
So it is 11.
Yeah, then you're not quickly enough to see him. You see him moving sometimes through the trees, but you can't get a clear shot on him.
Okay.
He was 150 feet away at the start of your round, so through the trees, it's extremely hard to see someone.
Oh, for sure. I just hold then. If he comes back in view, I will cast a spell. But if I don't see
So
him,
you ready? You ready to spell?
I'll ready hold person if I see him.
All right, that means that you cast hold person. That's gone. The spell is
Oh,
gone.
okay. Then I won't cast anything.
If you use a cantrip, the cantrip will fizzle if you right. But that's how. That's what I wanted to ask. That's how ready an action with the spell is. You basically cast the spell and kind of concentrate to holding the action. It's actually also concentrating. So
He's too far away to hit anyway. It's good. I'll just.
you want a double move then?
No, I'm not gonna chase him. I'll stay where I am.
All right. Golda, similar to Caius, hard for you to see. You know where he is because you saw him running away and you saw Marlene kind of chase after him. Yes, but he's also fairly far away from where you are right now.
Oh shit, Malin chased after him. Oh well, that's my turn's over. My bad.
Ah, jeez. I guess Golda would follow the extent of her movement and see if she can get a beat on the guy. So,
How fast? How far can you move?
I only go like 25 feet, so I don't go very far.
Okay, what's
And
your
I probably have
passive
to dodge
perception?
around some trees and stuff.
Mhm.
What's my passive perception? You asked?
Yeah.
It's like 15. Sheet. Darn it! I hate when I do that.
If you have a 15, you can shoot at him, but with disadvantage.
I think it's 15. Oh, character sheet.
I don't know.
I'm waiting for it to load. This character sheet is slow. Oh, actually, perception 10 plus 4 plus 16.
All right, so you can shoot at him, however, with disadvantage because you need to shoot through the forest, basically.
Okay,
right?
I just had my character sheet's messed up. It didn't load right. Okay.
Oh,
Just
sorry
keep
to
it
interrupt.
open.
Simon,
I usually do it. Just I don't know what I did. Closed it by
Yeah.
accident.
I am poisoned. Do I take poison damage?
No, you can okay. Yeah, you take poison damage,
Yeah.
4 poison damage, and give me another Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Thanks for reminding me.
No worries.
So other Constitution saving throw here.
Nice.
It's a good one.
All right, so yeah, so the shot just hits a tree trunk, nearly hitting him, nearly getting through all the tree, other trees, but you really at just like the smallest of like places where you could shoot through.
Yeah, if anything, she figures it's a reminder for him to not come back.
Right. I mean, he is running into this opening, kind of moving, shooting arrows back at you. Your friend's kind of moving up, trying to follow you a little bit and kind of shooting at him, however, not hitting.
Do I see anything up ahead in the clearing?
You want to take a look? It's an action. And if you want to.
Yeah, I want to see whether or not there's like a camp there. Like if.
Oh,
if that's
okay. So
actually
here's
it.
how perception works. Just a reminder. Passive perception means that's your passive radar, right? So if anything strikes the radar, that is something you would notice. You don't see like you don't see like campfires or anything on the. Seems undisturbed.
Yeah, I just want to see whether or not like there's more.
All right.
Essentially, I'm not looking for details.
All right. It's an action, but you can certainly take a
Okay.
quick look around.
All right, and that's just perception. We're up ahead.
All right. So with that, you kind of see him shooting an arrow at you, kind of running away. But you see when you kind of take a look, you see that there are others, at least a dozen or so, hanging in the trees up ahead.
Put
I
on
am-
the brakes.
I am-
bud.
Yeah, I'm turning around and I'm running back to regroup.
All right. So jumping out of the tree and back to the group. Mm-hmm. Good.
I can make smart decisions every once in a while.
You're not Thorin. He would just keep running.
What else?
He'd be like, ah!
We can take
Kamikaze! I can take them
Thor-
all.
I mean, Thorin would be still running because she's quite fast. Yeah, nice. Okay, yeah, you see the ambush that was set up in front of you, trying to lure you onto this opening. And decide, not today. Good job. Nice. So yeah, you fall back, regroup with the party. Caius, give me another Constitution saving throw.
You got it. You know, I think I'd be good at this because I have a really high con save, but so far.
One more point of poison. Yeah.
Yes, there it is.
All right. So you will stay poisoned for the next 2 hours, but you don't take more damage.
Cool.
I mean, I have an antitoxin I could give him.
As do I.
I don't think it's gonna do anything else to me though, right?
Well, you don't need to get this. Doesn't poison give you disadvantage in 5e?
Yep.
Probably.
Basically on everything.
Well, he's also exhausted by one level.
You're
Doesn't that
exhausted
do
in
the
your
same
void.
thing?
And there's orcs in the trees.
Yeah. Go ahead and just, I think, an antitoxin just to make sure that his attacks aren't.
Yeah,
super
because right now
What
I
are you
only have
talking
my
about?
disadvantage.
So at this point, you look at Caius, completely shredded from the encounter earlier. Now also like the arrow still kind of pointing out of his robes, like he's white in the face.
And we're trying to
from-
pour antitoxin on him instead of a healing. Just a scratch.
Not bad for your first time to the high forest, eh, guys?
You know, I really love these elven forests. They're really growing on me.
I'm so glad you're enjoying yourself.
The next orc I see is getting blown up. That's all I'm telling you.
You know what? I would be okay with that.
I don't care if I
There's
set
a
the
whole-
whole
there's a
goddamn
whole
forest on fire.
Well, please don't do that. But there's a whole camp of orcs up ahead in a clearing, and at this point, I think it'd be best to just avoid that and keep moving.
I'll take my arm and just snap the arrow.
Yeah, it hurts, but with that and like some treatment, like any one of you two can use your antitoxin.
Golda, do you want to use yours or I can use mine?
The what? The antitoxin?
Mm-hmm.
Let me use mine because it's weight.
Sure.
All right, so yeah, you with that the arrow pulled out of your body, and the help of the antitoxin, you feel a little bit better. However, still exhausted from the day.
Thank you.
We really need to find a safe place to camp, but probably not a great idea with those things around.
Probably not. I'm getting the sinking feeling that nothing is safe to camp in this bloody forest. But I will give it this on the Misty Forest. At least there's things here.
Yeah, it's not just
The
creepy.
temptation to just push you in the river.
Just to take
I kind of
the-
agree,
the-
though. I mean, the Misty Forest was creepy. Like,
Yeah.
no offense, but it was disturbing. Like, forests should have birds and little animals. I mean, it was just
Animals, like
Creepy.
wolves that try to kill you and orcs that try to kill you. Should have stuff like that.
yeah, orcs are animals, aren't they?
It's fine. My home was just pretty much destroyed and emptied out. It's not like, it's always like that apparently.
No sign of blood though, so we got that going for us.
Mhm. Right. Well, I'm glad you like this one better.
They could just be in the Feywild. We don't know. Everything's
Could have just
probably fine.
just walk away from his conversation, and I swear every time you mention the forest, you find a way to insult home.
It's not really home anymore, Malin. Unfortunately, I don't want to be rude, but that place is not home. It's not going to be home. It's been totally desecrated. It's
Maybe
been
not
home for
in
a long
your
time.
lifetime.
That's probably fair.
Just follow me. I'm gonna start walking away from him.
I follow.
All right. So the day kind of starts to move along, and ever so often you hear grumbling from the back. Pissed off dwarf who has lost his beer. But you follow the stream of the Unicorn Run, and Malin, you realize that you're soon getting to Selu Arakor, just maybe 8 to 10 more hours. Everybody of you is tired at this point. Give me another round of Constitution saving. Constitution saving throws, please.
Great. All right.
The way how you do realize that you're getting closer to Selu Arakor is that there's a fog starting to hang over the Unicorn Run itself. Almost seems as the river itself is smoking.
It's almost like home.
Great.
As you push on, again, the sun starts to lose its power to enlighten the forest around you. It is shady everywhere anyway, but as the sun starts to set once again, yeah, no, it's fine. It's okay. Yeah, I think I told you. The sun, as the sun starts to set, also the shade gets stronger and stronger around you, and it's getting dark again pretty quickly.
Once it starts getting dark, Kosh just like, okay, if we're not there yet, I say we rest.
Yeah, definitely.
When you
We're
take a look
on
at the
edge.
Unicorn Run, it really is almost pluming smoke at this point.
This is normal to me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I think this is a good place, and maybe the cover of the river would be beneficial.
So maybe 4 to 5 hours to Selu Arakor. Although with that being said, orcs don't necessarily stop at the border, right? I mean, the borders are not as strict necessarily as they are drawn on the map.
Right.
Right. I think if you need a rest, we should rest.
When you say that, Caius just collapses on the floor.
In the snow?
Yep. Lie down in the snow, nice and cozy,
All right.
and then I'm gonna sit back up and say I'll get a fire going. Maybe this fog will cover some of our smoke.
Better say, yeah.
No. Yeah. I think before at least the first hour that we're all resting, I'll go ahead and cast my last Pass Without a Trace, just to make
Mhm.
sure that there's no stray tracks around us and everything.
We should definitely have
With
to watch
left.
a watch order too.
I can take first watch and then rest after that.
Yeah, at
I'll
this
take-
point, Thorin is also like cursing all along. He's really like pretty heavily.
He hasn't gotten too tired to curse yet.
Oh, he is super. Now he actually gets more energetic with cursing the time more tired he gets. All right. So, you just want to like how you want to sleep? This is actually like a real question because you don't have your sleeping bags and stuff.
Well, if we want to clear some of the snow away so that we're not sleeping in the snow.
There's
snow's
no
not-
like dead leaves or pine needles on the ground that we could like scratch together and crawl inside.
A lot of pine needles.
Snow's not actually bad to sleep in because it actually is a pretty good. Once you're like in the snow,
An insulator, you think?
it's a pretty good insulator. Yeah,
The Canadian would know.
it's just gonna be we're just gonna be wet, which is not good. But other than
Yeah, like it's still cold, right? I mean, the way insulation works is in the igloo, right? So it's inside, it's a lot warmer than outside, but you still don't sleep in the snow.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm asking, right?
Yeah.
So even if you want to build like something like an igloo.
Yeah, I
That's
think
fair.
if we kind of just clear the snow so that we're not sleeping directly in the snow, and
Okay.
then with the fire as well, that should at least be warm enough.
if we take
Not
like an
necessarily
hour,
comfortable, but
we can build like a small wooden like teepee thing with some
If you take an hour, you have enough snow to also to build like
walls.
We could like bank up some snow around a fire and like kind of make a open top, like just windbreak type deal that would.
yeah,
right.
it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you make it as comfortable as possible, lying on the snow, lying on the ground, not the snow, building like windbreaks or like some sort of like refuge, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I will still say that you don't wake up worse, but not better. So you get half your hit dice again from sleeping.
Yeah.
If you have any wounds, that's fine too, but you won't get better on your exhaustion.
Okay.
Because you need really like at least somewhat comfortable. It's not comfortable, right? Lying on the ground is not really comfortable. Like also the dwarf does stay in his. I'm gonna hate this when he comes back next week. Staying in his armor, and at this point, not slowed. Oh, right, he is slowed. Yeah, at this point, even in the morning. Thorin is grumpy and slowed because, well, he's sore and hates the
We
forest and makes you get that.
Okay. Well, I mean, let's see. So if I take first watch and then I need 4 hours, I can also take the third watch.
The best for you mathematically is if you take the middle one, like the second or third.
I can take first.
Well, you can't see.
Oh, true.
So that's why I'm thinking you should go after me. So if
I'll
I
do-
take if you take the second one, I can give you dark vision.
Or I could
Go
just
on.
take the morning one. I could see in the morning.
All right. So first one then is dwarf, then Marlene, then Golda, then Caius.
That works. Yeah.
Sure.
I love this because I'm actually at complete full everything right now after.
All right. So yeah, the night passes by. It's not comfortable. When you wake up multiple times in the night, just from having some stick point in your pierce in your back or something. Gulda, I guess your dog has a better life right now than you do.
Probably. Unless he's being roasted over fire and eaten by goblins.
Perhaps. Perhaps. So, yeah, well, that's possibly something that you could think about during the night. As it passes by, no disruption. When you wake up in the morning, you realize how smoky, how foggy, I guess, it really is around here. You can't really see further than 30 feet, even now that the day came again. And the rays of the sun just shine into the cloud that is formed above and around you, above the river and around you guys, as you are fairly close to it.
All right. Well, I'm feeling good. Is everyone else ready to travel again?
I could use a better bed next time, but yeah, let's get moving.
Well, hopefully when we get further ahead. But we're almost to the border, and at least it'll be warmer.
I'm
Kind of
prepared
hope we
for the
don't
worst.
run into any elves, though, because with the state Thorin's in, he's liable to just headbutt them.
Well, if that does happen, I hope the two of you can keep him from doing anything too rash.
I'll try. He's pretty strong.
Old person.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so yeah, you move along, break camp, so to speak, and move ever further northwards, following the bank of the river run.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take too long until you feel that it's getting warmer.
Thank God.
It just takes maybe 2 hours or so of walking, until the snow completely fades away. You see the needles turn into leaves.
Is this a natural progression or is it very sudden?
It's not like
Yeah,
from
But it's
one to
abrupt.
another, but it's like it's getting warmer. And meaning like it was. You understand Celsius, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it was like -10,
okay.
-5 or so, and during like 1.5 hours of walking in the forest, which is fairly slow, right?
Yep.
In the forest, that's what, like 3 kilometers, maybe
Something like that, yeah.
maybe 4, right? Because you really like need to move up, down, left, right, whatever. It gets from -5 to 20, 22, 23.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, okay.
Right, so it's like an autumn breeze, like
Very
a
fair.
mild summer day, right? That's 20, 22.
Starting to wish I had my normal clothes instead of my winter clothes.
Right. So as this happens, also the vegetation changes quite rapidly. It changes from these needle trees into the leaf trees that, are much more common, obviously, in like regular vegetation forests in these kinds of Längengrade longitudes. As you start to sweat, the smoke that was bellowing from the river also starts to subside. And Malin, maybe you would at this point be able to kind of pinpoint why it happens actually. And when you guys kind of feel the flow of the river, the river run, it's actually pretty warm. The water that flows down is actually a pretty warm river. And that is the reason why kind of it was like pluming so much before, right?
Yeah.
Yep. We'll take a quick break. See you back, let's say 25.
That seems like a lot. Like,
She says 10 minutes.
9:25. I don't think you mean 25 minutes.
oh,
No,
nine,
yeah.
9, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's
But it's
I thought you
13.
said like 25 minutes. I'm like, God, we're gonna.
no,
wait
10 and
so long.
change, right?
Jesus
10 and
Christ.
change.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
Sounds good.
'Kay.
Thorin's gonna enjoy this.
We're out of the snow now.
Yeah. We're just.
Okay, so yeah, as I said, the reason why it was pluming so much before, the river that is because of the warm water that starts to cool down as it flows through the very cold area. But as it does, obviously, as it kind of flows into that area, it plumes. It condenses. No, condenses the other way around.
No. Condense would be the right word.
Is it? Shouldn't condense be the going from gas to fluid state thing?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, right? That's why
it
it
was-
smokes.
Yeah.
That's why the fog was there.
I think it's the same word for when clouds form. So
No, it's not. Not in German. We actually just have a distinction between them. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So it's fine. Doesn't matter.
English is a fucked up language, man.
English.
English.
All right. So yeah, as you get further and further, the warmer and warmer it gets,
That's good.
and you start to sweat because obviously your clothing doesn't really fit.
I had common clothes, ready for the situation, on the horse.
Well, want to go back?
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Let's go back to the horses, guys. I think that's a good plan.
You know what? You go back. Or you
We'll
just get back
wait.
here as soon as you can.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, as you
We could always send Thorin to go get him.
Yeah. He'll catch up real quick too.
son of a. All right. So yeah,
Eat a
as
Snickers.
as you kind of move further, it gets warmer and warmer. As well as it is getting warmer and warmer, it also the not only the vegetation but also the wildlife kind of follows suit. As I said, like certainly like hares and stuff can survive in the coldness, but in the real world, it's just like for a few months, right? And also they don't have the opportunity to just move like few miles in that direction and have the problem solved.
Right.
So that is why in this area there's a lot more going on in that kind of regard. You start to hear like birds a lot more commonly chirping. You start to see a few deers running around. You start to see berries much more commonly, and even a few other fruits hanging in the trees themselves. Cherries, for instance, maybe apples, something like this, right?
Now, Malin, this is the kind of elven forest I read about in stories. This is much nicer.
I forgive you for being such a pain for the past God knows how long now.
Thank you.
So, right. We're okay.
But let's keep an eye out because I feel like everything still wants to kill us.
Oh, it does.
Glad we're on the same page with that one.
Absolutely. So,
As you move further north, following the river run, it gets warmer and warmer and warmer. Now we're not talking -5 as in the Winterfell forest areas anymore. no, we don't talk like 2022 as we did in the kind of transition area anymore. Now we're going into the 30s.
Oh,
Getting
man.
really warm. 30s is what in Fahrenheit? Like 80s?
No, it's higher than that. 30 degrees. It's like 89, like 88, 85, something like that.
All right. So we
90.
went. I would assume we went from around 0 to like now 80 degrees within like 3.5 hours of traveling.
Yeah,
If there's a
80.
way to like lighten up my winter clothing, I will do it.
Getting really warm, right?
Yeah.
And again, the vegetation starts to follow suit. Now it's almost getting tropical.
Is it like a humid heat or like a dry heat? Not that it should matter, but
As you ask. Hear it?
I can hear it. Yeah.
Very humid, not very dry. As
Of
rain
course.
sets in as well. And it doesn't really cool things down necessarily. It does. Makes it a little bit better, but also it's still oh so warm. And with the humidness, with the heat, come the insects too. So hey. Buzzing around you. Well, not really while it rains, but when it stops, they do. And you follow the river run, keep on swimming, on moving. Further and further north. A few hours later, a few miles later, so to speak, the rain has stopped. Didn't get any warmer, luckily. Part 2. But due to this fairly hot sun, the ground quickly starts to kind of bake up and lose the humidity on the ground itself as the sludge, the mud kind of turns into dirt again. That is when, Marine, you start to see a few boats with other elves, and as you kind of turn around one of the river curves, and you see dead bodies strewn all around you, in front of you, and you see elves standing out above these orcs that seemingly have been slaughtered. Right here. Not too long ago. This has been over maybe an hour ago, maybe less. It's hard to see. As you kind of come turning around, Thorin kind of jumps up, hands to his hammer. As the
calm
elves lower your axe, man. I mean, he doesn't have an axe. It's just so good. Yeah. As they stand there looking at you with these dead bodies lying in front of them.
Are the bodies? I guess I can see from here. The bodies aren't elves, obviously.
No, that's all.
No.
Green.
I'm gonna just tell Thorin to calm down, and I'm gonna walk ahead. I assume they see me too now at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. They kind of look at you a little bit, maybe surprised or something, right? But
I'll bow and greet them in Elvish.
I'll bow as well. She does that.
Yeah, the leader kind of turns towards you while the rest. I mean, they have their weapons at the ready, but they don't necessarily like have their
Don't have them drawn.
arrows knocked and such. Yes, exactly. And the elf kind of nods at you and says, "Welcome, child. Forest. I am Orodreth.
Orodreth, I am Marlene Blackleaf. It's a pleasure to be home.
Indeed, welcome home." And he kind of looks into the rest of your group and says, "What do these outsiders do here with you?"
They have business with me on behalf of the Lord's Alliance.
They are
see
not
you-
the first outsiders that stepped into Seru Arakor. He kind of kicks the decapitated body in front of him.
Yes, we ran into a few of their ilk as well.
If I may speak, Orodreth, and I say this in Elvish, we mean
Kind
no
of turns.
harm as the orcs have, and we are here with business and news of what's happened in your Misty Forest.
Misty Forest is not mine, but passage is not for me to decide. You must see the High Priestess.
Would I know who that is?
Could be a few people, but sure.
Okay.
High Priestess of question mark? And which question mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could be a few different people. But
And is
I'll
the
say
priestess here
that-
now with you?
I'll say that it is not necessarily. It is surprising that a priestess would lead like a war group,
Mm-hmm.
a hunting party, which this clearly is. I mean, they just killed like 50 or so
Mm-hmm.
orcs, and they don't seem to have many injured people. And just from taking a look at them, they hit quick and hard.
And what town does your party come from?
They come from different places. Most of us come from the Moon Forest. What is the Moon Forest? Good you ask. The Moon Forest.
I was gonna ask.
The Moon Forest, or also the Glimmerwood, or Coldwood, depending on
Oh.
where you come from, is north of Silvery Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You are a long way from home.
We were called.
I've heard there was a call, though I haven't gotten the details as to what we're being called for.
Many of us came here before Autumn Wind asked for his children to return. We came here in other business. But now, well, things have changed a bit, haven't they?
Indeed.
Anyway,
Well,
and she kind of turns to the rest of you guys and starts to speak in common, however, would clearly hear that it is somewhat broken. Right? I mean, it's understandable, but she isn't very used to speak it, right?
Right.
And she says to you guys, it would be wise to stay your weapons. Just know that if you pointy arrows always are aimed at your hearts.
That warms my heart to hear.
this is particularly addressing you, Thorin. I'm sure.
Me? Why me?
Keep
Just
your
because I'm
hammer-
2 inches smaller than anybody else here, or what?
No, it's
You're the only
because
one with
you
your hands
are.
up.
Yes.
And at that, Orodreth kind of nods and says, kind of gestures you guys to follow him,
Yep, I follow.
Follow.
which he kind of moves you to one of these boats and then moves up river with them. How somehow, interestingly enough, without much problems against the flow of the water.
Yeah, I'm not going to question it.
I cast fireball on the boat. No. Die, elves.
Wicked witch.
Yeah.
We're going to just kind of relax a little bit now that we have a chance to sit.
I'm not relaxed at all.
How's that?
Multiple arrows are pointed at my heart.
So what news do you have from the sisters? It's been a long time since I've been here.
The
So
people
much
are
has
gathering.
changed.
People are gathering, having of the behest, the wind.
He gave no inclination as to why.
It's not my place to speak of why, especially in front of them.
That's fair.
So racist.
Much wow.
So, who is this high priestess that you mentioned?
Can I insight check this guy just to see if I see any kind of...
Arrows pointing your way?
Yeah, not that, but...
That wouldn't be a bad thing to check, though.
I'm not sure if he's telling the whole truth to us, bring us to this priestess, and take us some freaking necromancer or something like that.
Alright. Sure.
Yeah.
So we're about there, ish.
Hard to tell, really. I mean, pretty obvious that he isn't telling the entire situation because he just said he isn't telling the entire situation. So, but yeah, it's elves are somewhat aloof, strange people, a little bit hard to really make kind of pinpoint of what they mean.
Okay.
But you don't seem. I mean, there was hostility certainly, right? But there wasn't like a malevolent.
It's more of a mistrust rather than immediate hostility.
At least from what I can tell.
Exactly, that is what you would gather, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, was pretty obvious stuff, also.
Yeah.
If there's an ulterior motive to it, I can't really tell.
Yep.
So Thorin is sitting in this walnut of a boat, surrounded by elves.
I wish Lewis was here.
On an, I'm just gonna tell you the mechanics of it. On an exhaustion level of 3,
Oh, man. How'd he get so high?
rolled shitties.
I guess.
Constitution rolls.
Man, he must have a decent constitution. Wow, that's rough.
Yeah, he's also has a pretty high save, right? So, but
Yeah.
So he is pretty grumpy dwarf. Grumpy the dwarf, indeed.
How far up the river are they taking us?
It takes some time, better part of an hour actually, until he sets to one of the not really sandy but open shores. Does a river have a shore? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, banks.
Bank,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Banks of the river, and you see that he gestures you to basically into the forest up ahead. And again, it is warm, and you hear like the birds kind of caw and chirp. You hear the buzzing of bees and other less nice insects.
I'm gonna lay a hand on his shoulder and just ask him if he has any spare clothing of a lighter persuasion, as
Kind of-
I am still in my goddamn winter clothes.
Yeah. Kev looks at you and says, "Yes, of course, at the camp, but I fear we don't have anything in their sizes. I mean, Caius, he doesn't really exclude from this, but obviously the shorter folks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would assume it's layers. It's not like I'm wearing, I could take off my outer layer and have my regular clothes underneath, right?
Sure.
Clothes work. I mean, she probably would have already taken off her overcoat and like folded it up and using it as a pillow to pass out
Yeah.
while we're riding in the boat.
Yeah,
Definitely
absolutely.
just carrying my jacket right now for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So they lead you into the forest. It takes like not much, like a minute, maybe two or whatever, right? Until you get into like a little bit of a clearing. When you get there, you guys can give me a nature check.
Okay.
On that
Yeah.
victory.
Nature?
What?
What's
What's
nature?
this?
This looks like a tree.
Roll a fucking 2
What's all this green shit?
Yeah,
with a
exactly.
5.
Wow, Caius knows the most about nature.
So
I'm not intelligent, damn it.
So what is standing out for you, Caius, almost blatantly obvious? Gola, you kind of realize something is wrong here too, and it almost looks like that the trees parted. They didn't get like axed off. It almost looks like they naturally made way.
Okay.
It
Like at this
gave-
moment or in general?
in general, because you come to an opening, a clearing of sorts that is fairly big, where you see a few tents. These tents, however, also look not like human or dwarven tents, but it almost is as there's shrubbery grown where these big leaves kind of hang over, building these small kind of tents where you could sleep in. Aside from that, there's one thing that kind of stands out a little bit. There's a bigger tent in the middle, more like a pavilion, actually. Two of the four sides closed down and, well, ceiling, which is some sort of fabric, right? So this is actually not natural, but handmade, artificially made thing. And it looks almost like in the sun, as it kind of reflects the sunlight back at you guys, it almost looks like the night sky, as most of it is dark, almost black, very dark blue hues perhaps, but it is looks like glitter, looks like stars that are gleaming in the sun, like maybe diamonds or other gems. As you get closer to this, and that's where you're led. As you get closer to this pavilion of sorts, you see that it isn't like any gems or any stones. It is just woven into the fabric itself, kind of reflecting in this peculiar way, illuminating these dots illuminated on the black backdrop of the fabric itself. And you see her.
Finally, I've been wondering who she is this whole freaking time. Oh, and she has a name now.
She had a name before too.
Yes, but you wouldn't tell it to me, and now she has a name in my mind. So yay.
Yeah, she also, if you took a look, she is listed in the journal. So you see this elf kind of standing in front of like some sort of wooden tree stump of sorts, maybe. But where the tree is cut, on top, you see carvings almost like portraying the left side, portraying also similar to what the fabric above her is portraying, like this dark sky with like different different stars. In the middle of it, you see like a big moon. Next to it, you see a big sun, and then you see basically the other side portraying like sunlight motifs, like the rays of the sun kind of moving to the sides and such. And it looks like she is kneeling in front of this altar with her back towards you guys, and you basically just see her like white mane hanging down her back, and you see inside the hair itself, you see like different kind of accessoires, different kind of gems and jewelry kind of hung inside.
I'm not going to disrupt her praying, so I'll wait for her.
Caius will just kind of look around while he's waiting.
So the pavilion itself, again, like the other small tents that I mentioned earlier, these natural kind of forming things, they are fairly small. They're big enough maybe for 2 people to sleep in, maybe 1, right? So this pavilion is like a lot bigger. However, it's not ginormous. It is not as big as, for instance, you would think like a general's tent would be in an army or something like this, right? It is bigger, yes, and you can comfortably sit in it. Have like a few different people inside it, but it is not like a circus tent or whatever, right? When you take a look around, there's not much else. You don't see any bed or anything like this. You see there's like another table where there are like a few fruits lying there. You see that there's like a sack, a bag of sorts, lying in the side, where there seems to be some equipment inside, like maybe some clothing or something like this, right? And you also see that there's an armor in one corner, not really corners, in an open tent, but beside like maybe the table or whatever, right? There's lying with an armor similar to what your guide, what Orodreth was wearing.
Okay.
But also you see, shit, I don't have my pen, so I need to do this with the mouse. This is gonna be hard. So basically, and also like a very interesting looking blade. Where do I? So you can see it, or actually I do maybe a dark blue. So basically, if this is the hilt, drawing with the mouse is super hard.
Yeah.
The blade is formed like this.
Oh, okay. Like a rack from like Game of Thrones.
Like a Khopesh.
Khopesh, yeah.
That's the real version, like real life.
Yeah.
It's not as pronounced as I did it, but like yeah. Mouse is pretty shitty to draw this stuff. Like stylized a crescent moon. Right?
I get the idea of what you're saying, yeah. It kind of comes up first like straight and then it curves out, right?
Right, it goes like this, right? If this is the grip, it goes like this.
Yeah. Interesting. And that's just sitting somewhere, or someone's holding that?
Yeah, it is. It is to the side, next to where the armor is.
Okay.
And you just stand there as she prays.
I'll kind of turn to Orodreth and say, quite a few orcs back there. You get these problems often, or are they becoming more aggressive?
He looks at you and says, "We have been hunting for some time, thinning out the tribes." Again, in this broken kind of common, right?
Yeah. What do they do when you're not here? I mean, you said you hail from near Silverymoon, so when you're
we don't hail from Silverymoon. We are not city people.
Right. From the Moon Forest, which is much farther away from here. What happens when you guys aren't here?
Forest takes care of the forest. I don't quite follow.
Forest takes care of the forest. Okay. Good to know.
He seems like
Yeah.
confused.
I like him confused.
Keep him on his toes. All right. So, and as she says this, this elf kind of seemingly finish her prayers. She kind of stands up, kind of turns around, and this is the first time you would actually see her, right? Very, very faint, like color to her skin. Obviously, this like emblem on her forehead. And she kind of turns around and says, "We have been killing outsiders, clearing our wits of strangers, invaders of people that would harm the forest, ever they might be." And as she says this would be absolutely surprising for you guys what happens next, because as she says this, you would realize that behind you, when you kind of turn around, there would be two dragonborn standing, two white-scaled dragonborn, and they're fairly big. They're bigger than the rest of you, not by much, right? But obviously an impressive, like physically imposing.
I turn around and go, suppose those don't count as intruders then, eh?
No, they are invited by me.
My lady, we mean no intrusion. We are on our way to meet with the court on behalf of the Lord's Alliance.
You want to bring them to Nithlinyane?
Yes,
You're not from
No.
here. Are you a city elf?
I am a Blackleaf.
If you are a Blackleaf, if it is what you say, you know they will never set foot inside the city. It is sanctuary. It is forbidden.
I'm hoping to at least get close enough that we can conduct our business.
Of course, you are welcome.
I mean no disrespect to
Don't you?
the old traditions, but there are things that are happening in this world that
If you do not
we
mean
cannot ignore.
any disrespect, why do you treat the ways of your people with the boot on your foot?
I certainly do not mean it in that fashion. I only mean that there are certain things that need to be done in order to preserve us in this situation.
First.
Just as I see you have invited others into the forest,
Into the
this
forest,
is my
yes.
company.
But they will die before they set foot into the sisters, if need be by my hand.
How
Kaius just
far-
turns sideways so he can see the Dragonborn and see her at the same time.
With your blessing, how far can we travel?
It is not my decision to make. Of course,
You know-
you are one of us. You are welcome here. My reasoning to be here specifically is because of people like you.
I'm afraid I didn't catch your name.
I'm Triana.
Triana.
Triana of the Moon.
I'm sorry, I missed that title. I got Of the Moon. What was that before?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Triana of the Moon. Okay. And are you the High Priestess?
I was.
Ah, I see. Whose decision would this be then? Who may I speak to?
Well, they're a fair bit up the river. Would need to speak with people
You cut out there for me, Simon. I didn't catch
in the
that.
cities. Sorry, yeah. You would need to speak with people in the cities. Like with that, she means like Moranarth or Notethariel.
Mhm.
Well, if that's the case, my lady, we won't take up any more of your time. We'll just get on the move on here and up the river, you said, talk to people in towns, and we won't step foot in the cities, obviously, 'cause we're not allowed to. And Malin will speak for us, and we'll be out of your way.
It's not my decision to allow you in here or not. If a Blackleaf is vouching for you, can't keep you out.
Thank you. As I said, I do not wish to. I do not wish to bend the rules too far. I just hope that we can come to an understanding and do this peacefully.
I would advise you, however, hurry.
For what reasons?
The equinox was last week. We are leaving.
For the Feywilds?
Obviously,
How much time until everyone has left?
2-3 weeks till the ritual starts. It is not my decision, you know this.
I certainly don't want to impose, but time is of the essence. Would we be able to get some supplies, perhaps a boat, to move up the river more quickly?
I can't spare a boat, I'm sorry. I will need to stay here for 1 week longer, and then I need to return to see things through.
Understand.
Mountain
Out of
will
character,
roar.
Simon, do I know what ritual she's discussing? I mean, I'm probably too young to really know, but
I mean,
it's possible.
give me a history check.
These int-based things that I don't know how to do.
Not quite sure. You're not. One thing that seems a little bit odd to you, at least, is that she said they were leaving. What does this mean? That's not quite clear to you what she meant by that. You think it is very unlikely that the autumn wind would leave Nithrinyané. It seems to be out of the question for you.
My lady, has something happened to hasten leaving Nithrinyané, the Feywilds? Or
Hasten?
perhaps
Who's hasten? I don't have a hasten in my notes.
what?
I said I don't have a hasten in my notes.
Okay.
Is hasten.
I'm asking if something has happened.
Yeah, but like maybe she would know. I don't know who you mean. Honestly, I don't know.
What I'm asking is whether or not something has happened to essentially trigger everybody leaving.
I think she was using the word hasten, not asking about a guy named Hasten.
Oh,
there we go.
I thought it was a name.
I thought it was named at first too.
Like Hasten? Is that what you said? I see. Okay, I understood something like this. Yeah, I was like, who's this? I don't know this person. Okay.
It's pronounced hasten. What do you want from me?
So she would look at you and say, the world is in turmoil. Nature is aching. Humans are dying. Elves are dying. Decision was made.
Kai just clenches his fist. He's getting a little mad, but he doesn't say anything.
Then I suppose we should hurry with our travels.
She
What do-
would then, and no, actually, I need to take a look. When the new moon rises, we'll begin the, let's say, the ritual. We'll begin the ritual. That is how much time you have. How
Trying to
long is that? It's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 days.
10 days.
Oh
10 days.
God, that is really cutting it close.
Yep.
I will ask her.
But I'm just gonna say one thing. There was a person who left, still somewhat injured, a few, like with you guys, who was heading right here.
Yeah.
And you guys made like more than a month's worth of a detour.
Oh boy.
Triana, for those of us that don't understand your rituals, if you can tell us. If you can't, I understand. But what exactly does this ritual do?
We go to a place where you can't follow,
Right.
where you shan't follow.
Obviously. So the world gets destroyed, you leave, come back when it's in ruins, and rebuild again?
We won't rebuild.
So the dragons just win then. They get the whole world for themselves. At least this coast.
That is not my concern.
That's very
I'm just
apparent.
gonna I'm going to just lay a hand on Caius's shoulder.
It's a waste of our goddamn time.
Nope. If we could rest here just for the night, I think we'll be gone first thing in the morning and make haste.
Of course.
Thank you.
We'll bring you drink and food. You can sleep here as long as you stay civilized.
Your hospitality is much appreciated.
Of course. They are your guests, and thus they are mine.
So, given that she's Triana of the Moon, is she is she a priestess of Saloon? Like, would I
Very
be able
likely,
to
yeah.
distinguish that? Okay.
But she, interestingly enough, maybe I don't know if you caught it or not, but she said she was a priestess.
Mm-hmm.
At least she was. She said she was a high priestess.
Which does not bode well, but anyway.
We ran into some interesting things on our travels, and perhaps you can answer some questions that I have.
It is within my abilities, I sure will. Yes, of course.
We ran into an entity, perhaps a person known as the Mithril. Do you know anything about him?
I know of no such person as a Mithral.
Very well. That answers my question. I don't know. Would I still have that token, the token of Saloon? from Silvery Moon, maybe. If I have it, I'd like to gift it to her, just out of goodwill. I
Okay,
know
to
it's
look at
inert,
it.
but it has Saloon on it.
Yeah, she takes it, looks at it, and looks at you and says, "This was a gift, yes?"
In Silvery Moon, yes, it was given to me, and while
This was a gift of our goddess. Shouldn't you keep it?
I have used her gift, and I believe it means more now to you than it would to me.
Well,
Consider it a small token of my gratitude.
you realize what you're saying to her, right?
I'm not like trying to diss the goddess. I'm really trying not to.
That is what you do, though.
Oh God, no! That's not what I mean, Simon. No.
As she's doing it, I was probably just gonna grab her hand and be like, "I think you're supposed to keep that."
Right. Okay.
I mean, right now it's a trinket.
I guess that's my point. Is like I've used the gift that was in it. Now it's as a token of Saloon. I would like to give it to her since she is a priestess of Saloon.
But she's not anymore, and we don't know why.
Well, she's not high priestess anymore.
That's what she said, yes.
Yeah. If you want to do it, you can still do it, but that's what Kaya says.
She has it in her hand, like in an open palm, right? Very well.
I have used Saloon's blessing in a time of dire need, and she has served me well. Perhaps this trinket will serve you well in the future as well.
Your decision, of course. She kind of takes it, puts it on the altar behind her, and kind of looks at you and says, "Well, is there anything else I can help you with?"
I think at this time our party needs rest. You've done more than enough to help us.
We will leave tomorrow morning too. However, our destination is somewhere different. Find if there are any more stragglers. Kind of
Well,
like you.
if it's
kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
well, if it's outsiders that you are looking for, I will tell you that we ran into a small band of orcs further down the river by the Winterbowl Forest and the river.
Yes,
The
we killed a
clearing.
few. We killed a few hundred of them, but it just are hard to come by.
That is true. Right, well,
It's gonna be there for us anyway in a week, so
gonna try really hard not to just glare at Caius.
and then I walk away. I give her a small bow and then walk away.
He kind of looks them disappear. He kind of looks at you. They are your problem, not mine.
I know,
Yes.
and I apologize for their behavior. They are in fact civilized, though sometimes they're a little rough around the edges.
Kind of looks at you. They are outsiders. I didn't expect anything else.
That is fair, and your assumption is not wrong. Particularly over the dwarf.
Who's just
But
standing there, like evil eyeing one of the elves, like.
But his people did show me great hospitality, and I appreciate that we are doing the same.
He nods and says, "Very well. I think I have a few people to."
Very well. We're going to go rest.
Yep.
Thank you again. And I'm going to
And-
fall after Caius and grab him by the back of the neck. What the hell are you thinking? What on earth could possibly possess you to speak like this to my people? I'm
Well,
already taking great risk just bringing you here.
I understand that. But from my point of view, we came all the way here to see some elves who have just told us they're going to leave.
Yes, so time is of the essence, isn't it? And it would make it a lot easier if we weren't making enemies along the way.
Sorry, my anger got the better of me. I'll try to keep my mouth shut next time.
As she said, you are here
At
as
that
my
point,
guest.
at that point, Thorin would just say like, "Yeah, you better shut your trap."
Oddly enough, the dwarf is doing better than you are.
Because he's not here.
Exactly, yeah. Thorn will be on my side on this, and you all know it.
Oh no, don't misunderstand me. At the moment, I see no reason for me to leave with them.
Bye.
Good, so we'll have one elf. That'll be helpful. You're good in the fight, but we need
You're
an army.
welcome.
All I'm saying is, I'm starting to feel like I should have gone to the army with my brother and father.
I'm sure there's more like her, and I'm sure not all of them are willing to abandon this realm.
Well,
Fingers
Fate.
crossed,
to be
Golda.
fair,
Fingers crossed.
the Autumn Wind is ordering. If the Autumn Wind is the one ordering this, there are going to be very few who are going to disobey such an order. However, since I seem to be on the path of disobeying orders, let's one more.
Very good. Nice.
Well, what passes for beer around here?
Wine.
That works.
Wine? Are you kidding me?
It's that or water, Thorin. Which would you prefer? Maybe some tea?
I'm not quite sure.
Some tea then to calm your nerves?
Maybe I drink my own piss. Maybe there's some beer in it.
Probably the way you drink.
Are these Dragonborn guys still around?
Yeah.
Um,
They stand left and right to the pavilion.
I trained everyone else.
Is
to
it
say
pavilion or is it pavilion? Because pavilion is the French pronunciation.
Pavilion.
Pavilion.
Pavilion? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, if it doesn't sound as pretty, it's the English.
That's exactly right. Yeah. I'm gonna turn to the others and say, "What do you make of those guys? What are Dragonborn doing here? Pretty far into the forest."
This, I think, is my first time seeing a Dragonborn other than the
Absolutely.
battle at Silvery Moon.
Absolutely. The one that you battled in Silvery Moon maybe looked similar to them. Maybe
Similar
different color,
color.
right?
They are chromatic, but they're white.
Well, they are
I w-
Triana's guests.
I wouldn't
So,
mind giving them a little chat.
if you wish to speak with them, I certainly won't stop you. Just be civil.
Sure, I can do that. I'm charming. I'll walk away.
Golda's just
I'm-
like too many things that look like that have tried to kill me recently, so I'm gonna keep my distance.
I'm gonna pass.
I'm going to find some comfy clothes and start figuring out our living situation while he goes to be charming.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
made such great first impressions, right? So
I know this is.
when you're on the roll, you're on the roll.
You got to play the angry human who's like, "Why are the elves leaving? This doesn't make any sense. I only live a certain amount of time."
Right.
Yeah.
I'll approach one of the Dragonborn.
Sure.
And are they all by her tent, or are they like walking around?
Two of them are by her tent. If you take a look around, there are a few more in the camp.
Yeah, I'll go to one that's not by her tent.
Sure.
Just
Good
grab
move.
a drink, walk up, and say, "I'll speak Common and see if he answers me. If not, then I'll speak Draconic."
Yeah, he just answers you in Draconic.
Okay, I'll speak back to him in Draconic and say, "I know it's strange to see my folk around here. I'm the only one here of my kind, but there's a few of you here. I was just wondering if you could tell me why you're here. It's pretty far into the Elven Forest.
We are here.
I'm Caius, by the way. I should have introduced myself. My apologies.
Gaius of the Warmbloods. We are here to protect the Savior.
Who's the savior?
Savior is the Savior.
The savior a warm blood like me or like you?
Of course she is Warmblood.
Oh, I point toward where Triana's tent is. Her.
Yes, her. Olvaroth followed her. We must honor his vow. She will honor ours.
Olvaroth. Leader of your kind. Of some sort.
He was great warrior. He kind of puffs his chest up a little bit.
Yeah. Do I know of that name at all?
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen a few of your kind recently. Unfortunately, we were on different sides of the battle.
Were you fighting us?
No, not you exactly. No, different color. Different color scales than you. I point to my scales, not like these either. And I point because I have some dragon scales on my head and on my arms, right? I think he was what? He was like a. Was he red? The guy we fought? I can't remember.
I do.
I don't remember.
A lot of acid involved. I don't remember either, but my guess would have been black.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I would know since I'm covered in scars. Just saying.
Right.
Oh, by the way, Triana wasn't batting an eye at that. A few of the soldiers that you found earlier, right, when you first met the elves, when you ran into them, they were kind of looking funny at you. Maybe like even to each other. But Triana wasn't even batting an eye. I mean, once in a while, right? But
how long have you been serving the Savior? Your people?
"30 moons."
30 minutes. So not short, but not long. What was happening that you needed saving? Were people being oppressed?
No.
Persecuted, perhaps?
No.
You gotta help me out here.
No.
Okay. Well, this is the most intellectual conversation I've had all day. I appreciate your time, good sir, and you have a good rest of the evening.
Yes.
Head back to everyone else.
I love to play White Dragonborn. Yeah, he seems to be not very talkative.
So, Caius, learn anything interesting?
Not a ton.
No.
But I did learn something. There's a dragonborn by the name of Olvaroth. I don't think he's around anymore, but 30 moons ago, he made a vow to Triana that his people would protect her. That's why they're here. That's all I really got out of him.
To protect her.
Yeah. She's this. They call her the savior. She must have done something to help them in some sort of way.
Well, she certainly has rank.
They seem almost life-deaded to her for some reason or another.
Isn't it funny, Emmy, how these things pay off?
Just makes me miss my old character more.
Well, if nothing else, you should have some wine and relax.
I just
You
hold up the
seem
glass I already have in my
exhausted.
hand.
Yeah, like a wooden cup.
Just drink it back.
Right, I'll make sure we're all up at first light so that we can move as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
Should
if you think it's safe to sleep, I mean, I don't know. Golda would just pass out.
I would. We should set a watch order, in my opinion.
I will make sure nothing happens to you during my watch, but if you wish to be awake, if anyone needs to sleep,
I don't entirely trust these people, but I trust you. So if you say it's safe, I'll sleep.
well, I will try not to let anything happen to you. I can promise you
I
that.
will not close my eyes. I will not let them get the drop of me. And then 10 minutes later, he's fast asleep. It's like 3 levels of exhaustion get the better of it for sure.
Entire wine bottle like in his hand, like empty.
No, he's sleep drinking. I'm pretty sure he's capable of that.
That's the first thing you learn as a dwarf.
Yeah, that's right. So I'll
Alright.
lie down in one of those little tents, I guess, if we have one of those available to us, and pass out.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. I think that's a good point where we could stop today's session.
Sure. Got all my hit dice back now.
Woo! Thorin gets 1 point of exhaustion back. So he's
No,
not
he's only
nearly.
at 2.
I'm at
Oh,
0
really?
now. Yes.
It's gonna be fun.
I can't believe
How-
he rolled so low on his con save
Yeah.
3 times. That sucks. He's gonna be like, "What did you guys do? Why do I have 2 levels of exhaustion?"
Nothing.
We're gonna take
We
more. We have
met
to
the
go
elves.
move so fast to get to where we need to get. In 10
You
minutes.
had some fun with the elves.
Yeah.
Gave you 2 levels of exhaustion.
Ooh, baby. All right. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. Yeah. Oh, setting up stuff. I like these sessions so much. Because there's a lot of old stuff like playing out right now. Kind of things that were set up earlier, like
It's like, oh, I know that lady, but I can't say anything because I don't really know that lady.
right. I know her. Well, kinda. And you also know that it's exactly true. What each thing she said was true, right? So
Oh man, Thor's gonna be so exhausted by the time we get to the sisters.
It's gonna be rough. A place where
Yeah.
we're not allowed to go into. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, option B is I get you guys to the Blackleaf Sanctuary, but they're gonna be gone by then.
Yeah. We're on a ticking time bomb here.
Yeah, we're gonna just have to run and hope
We need
that
to
we don't
convince
get
them to
slowed too much.
stay, or else we're gonna have some problems.
Well, if nothing else, hopefully get in touch with certain people.
I really understood Hassan. I was like, what the fuck? I've never heard this name before.
I thought it was a name too at first, and I was like, oh, I think she meant hasten, like the word.
Pretty sure I said the word, but okay.
Yeah, but I didn't hear the T at all. Like Haze 10, I did not hear the T at all. So
Because you don't pronounce the T.
It's just the way you said it. You were like, if there's something that happened, it
To
sounded
hasten.
like
Hasten.
to hasten.
yeah,
Yeah. And I was like,
who's this?
It's a word. Sue me.
All fine.
Anyway. So having moved further up the river, where would our party be?
About there where you kind of put yourselves.
Damn it.
Man, we gotta go far. into
Yeah, we got a long way to go.
No, and it's
This is gonna be
God.
like Lord of the Rings, where they're freaking running the entire time in Two Towers. Aragorn, Legolas.
Yeah, yeah.
we
running
might
forever.
have to. We might have to.
Yeah, we might have to
because-
leave Thorin behind.
Hey, he's already at
Well-
half speed, right? So.
Yeah.
Very good at short distances.
Not so good at long ones, indeed.
Yeah. But God, Stronghold of the Nine is probably going to slow us down a little bit if we run into things there. If we have to stop at the goddamn cities, then that's going to slow us down.
I mean, that's what she said, wasn't it? We stopped the cities.
Yeah.
I mean, let me quote Marlene right now. I'm not so good with following orders lately, so.
Yeah, so this might
I mean,
be
I don't-
something where time is of the essence and fuck tradition.
That's gonna be fun.
I mean, they're leaving. They're leaving. I'm bringing people to a place that they're leaving.
That's my argument.
I'm sure that'll mean so much to the court when I have to explain things to them.
But you were
Oh,
leaving.
God.
Like, yes, of course we're leaving. That's the smart thing to do. Why would we not leave? Where else?
God, we're so fucked. You realize I probably never, like, if Marlene dies, I'm probably not going to be able to play an elf now because everybody's gone. Oh boy.
Well, don't die. It's easy.
Right. Says the one person that nearly died this session.
Just don't
But-
teleport
but
into a
look,
tree and you're fine.
Yes. Oh God. This is bad.
They didn't kill you. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
That was-
Marlene didn't really need to fear to die, but
Through the Dragonborn were behind me. I was like, this is fucked. I thought for sure. I was like, they're gonna attack us. This is it. But they didn't. And I was like, oh, okay.
First thing next session.
you think?
Moving.
Don't you think that your rank has some meaning?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. It's
Not.
pretty much why we haven't gotten killed right now.
And also because Lewis wasn't here.
Yeah.
Did you look at the video that he posted?
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
It's actually one Warhammer, but it's pretty good. Okay, so before we close the session down, favorite moments. Let's start with Emmy. Let's start with you.
Meeting old friends.
You mean
Meeting with
Triana?
old friends. Friends in quotes.
Yeah. She wasn't hostile.
Depends on what race you were.
Well, that was the same thing before too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was the third day now, right? It was 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm actually marking them down.
Oh God.
We got 10 days.
Stalen, save us.
Easy peasy.
We'll just summon the eagles and we'll fly there. It's fine.
Yeah, that's totally
right.
how it works.
Yeah,
Deus Ex Machina always works. So good.
that's right.
So goodly.
We'll find Gandalf in the forest and be like, hey, here's some eagles.
Well, I mean, we are coming up on some druids.
That is true.
Could eagle our way there.
Are they gonna-
assuming they-
Eagle up.
Are
Good
they gonna-
eagle up.
Are they going to be any more friendly than the people who just were here? Or will they
They
be
mi-
more reclusive because they're druids?
Well, they may get you to Nithrithiane and then drop you in the waterfall. So we'll see.
Hey, we made it over the wall! Oh no!
Onto the stones on the bottom of it, just slam into it.
Like I told you I'd get you here. Oh shit.
Right? Favorite moment, Corey?
I just like being in the Elven Forest. That was really cool. Seeing the changing from winter. I like how it's the different seasons in each part of the forest. I think that's really neat. And I liked talking with the elves both times when we met the first guy and then her after. just because I think it's fun to play the human who's like, why would you leave? That's so silly. Um,
God dang it! Why are you
But we had,
leaving?
like,
That's so
I like-
stupid.
I like the RP there. It was fun. So
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
Elven Forest is really cool.
Yeah, I like also the outlook of elves, specifically these ones on the world. That's so different. That makes it quite interesting, I think. So I like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Alex.
I actually really liked the running away from the wolf fight. Like just scooping up gold.
If I stuck with the rules there, you guys would have been fucked. Say.
Yes,
Well, not
yes,
you two,
we
but
would've. But essentially, like just scooping up Golda, Caius basically dying and then not dying, and Thorin's little legs going as fast as they can.
I mean,
I enjoyed that
the
moment quite a bit.
first hit from the 3 that hit me almost took me down to 0. Like I had
yeah,
like
I mean,
20
if
hit-
you didn't,
20
if
hit
you,
points
you
left.
just missed one save, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
God, that was insane. That was. I don't know how we would have made it through that.
If I had missed 2 more saves, I was dead. Like immediately dead. Like all my hit points done.
insta death unlikely, but like down, yes.
Yeah, down for sure. Yeah, not instant death, but like unconscious.
Yeah. Yep.
But I thought that was a great scene. Just like the rush,
Fuck this.
the oh shit
Yeah.
moments.
We are not having any of this. We're out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Same with chasing the orc and then stopping. That was good.
That was actually my favorite moment because I literally set it up as a trap. This was supposed to be a trap from the beginning. I set up, well, 3 fights, but one we didn't really get to. I set up Hungry Wolfpack, Frightened in brackets Fire. I set up Orc Trap. Those were the 2 fights that I kind of had roughly planned. And yeah, you circumvented both, basically, right? So that's pretty cool. That was pretty cool. So before I forgot,
You
so
two came out
surprised.
unscathed basically from both those fights, and Kai's got hit both times.
yeah, just like back you particularly.
I was honestly surprised that I remembered not to run into a clearing full of
Yeah, I
orcs.
mean, how you behaved in the past, I was absolutely like sure that you're gonna fuck this guy up, and then, well, let me
And
see.
then there I am.
then we'll see.
That is kind of my MO.
So this will be 600 experience points for everybody.
Yay.
That might level us.
No, not yet.
We're getting
What
close.
is
Let
that
me-
put us at?
That puts us at 82,705.
Unless Thorin has a different count from all the stuff that we've done since.
No, he's on the
I
same.
don't think
as
we
I
got
said,
any
like-
XP last session.
Yeah,
we
but
hadn't
there
had
wasn't
any.
really much going on anyways, right?
Yeah.
It was mostly, just like checking out packs and talking to people.
And going through the Misty Forest, we didn't get any either, right?
Yeah, you didn't get any stuff in the Misty Forest because you didn't solve any issues, right? It's just
Yeah,
like
no, for sure. Yeah.
otherwise,
Um,
yes, you would have gotten stuff, but you didn't like overcome any problems.
So I'm at 82,705. I think that's right for
Yeah,
everyone,
that's
right?
the same.
That's what I got,
with
yeah.
Lewis.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, it's like 2,000 away.
Yeah, not bad.
I mean, one big problem away, hopefully.
Yep.
So, not terrible.
I feel the big problem coming. I feel
What? What gives?
I wanted to mention too. I should be here next week, but the week after I am on vacation, so I will not be here the week after.
Same here actually. I know next week should be okay, but the week after I might have some problems.
The 25th?
Yeah, I have-
Yes, 25th.
Is it the
Yeah, my
entire
parents
weekend or is it
decided to
just the
come in.
Friday?
For me, it's the entire weekend.
I'll be home Sunday.
I have game on Sunday.
Yeah, it's okay.
And I work on Sunday.
Okay. All right. Pretty cool. I
Next
like
week should be
this session.
fine.
And then the one after that, yeah, I'll be gone.